¿Cascos? Vale. Pregunta. ¿Sigue arreglado ahora que abierto directo va mal? Porque ayer iba. Ey, buenos días. Estoy despierto.
Gracias.
Bastante, más o menos. Voy a por agua un momento. Bueno, tengo media hora por agua. Ay, por favor, deja de hablarme, señor. Ay, por favor, deja de hablarme, señor. ¿Quién eres? ¿Qué pasa, Twitter? ¿Por qué no funciona Twitter? ¿Qué pasa, Twitter? ¿Por qué no funciona Twitter? Que te calles la puta boca. Una unidad de segundo ahora mismo. Ay. Estoy como reventado. Me he echado una siesta que me he quedado estroncadísimo, tú. Ey. 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 Buenas tardes. Llevo otras gafas respecto a ayer. Adquirí 2 pares de gafas. Estas tienen los cristales más pequeños. Entonces estas me hacen menos damage. O son más parecidas a las de antes. Pero quiero acostumbrarme a las otras porque me gustan más. Es que me cuesta más acostumbrarme porque veo más raro. Son más grandes. Son muy grandes. ¿Qué es lo que hay? O sea, es que me ha dicho Alex, ¿no vemos esto? Y yo le he dicho...
Buenos dineros.
Ok. Pero en realidad no tengo ni zorra de qué es lo que... O sea, no he visto nada de qué es lo que va a haber o va a dejar de haber. Rollo, ¿me lo dijo este hombre? Hay un vídeo de Ilmango que explica cosas. Vamos a vernos esa mierda. Ah, bueno, lo que estaba viendo Alex ahora, ¿no? Que me he metido un momento.
Randomizar, no sé muy bien.
¿Qué es esa cosa?
¿Qué?
¿Por qué tiene unos server con movidas de cobre? Vale, vamos a vernos. ¿Ha hecho una explicación? 18 vídeos, le falta, da tiempo. ¡Ay, el mango, papá! A ver. Bien suscrito, buenas suscripciones. Tío, me siento muy raro. Me gusta mucho esta gafa, pero me siento muy raro. Tengo la cabeza loca. No voy a parar de hablar hasta que me acostumbre del todo. A ver, alrededor cosas. No voy a parar de dejar de decirlo. O sea, voy a estar todo el puto día diciéndolo. Vais a acabar hasta la polla de mí. ¿Esto está bien? Pregunta. Porque como he cambiado el PC de sitio, igual la captura de pantalla se le va la olla.
What is love? Babi, don't shoot me. No more.
Hola, podemos visualizar esto. Coño de la puta madre, canto está todo. Bien suquito. Agradecido, Rob. Agradecido, Sou, Luzora, Kaderic, Dalder, Ordank.
Tenía buena pinta esa de tomate, pero
Y además es de ayer, creo. Y ayer no dije ni hostias, así que no voy a alertas. Ayer no existió. Ah, que ha habido 4 más entonces. Bueno, que muchas gracias a todos. Que estoy escuchando a Ilmango, por favor, dejen de suscribirse. ¿Qué me vas a contar?
Un mensaje muy importante
Joder,
si
es esto.
luego lo que tú quieras.
Le pensé que gracias por las suscripciones y demás, pero que no. Quiero decir. Que no el. Silencio.
Domingos mamadísimos dentro zona.
¿Qué cojones
Fireflies
es
to
esto?
dark areas for you.
¿Qué es
When it
esto?
gets grumpy, you will know that it's dark enough for monsters to spawn. You can also bring it with you and
esta pava es la developer, ¿no? La que sale siempre en la Minecon eso.
and cute at the same time.
The
Solo
idea
tiene
for
voz
the glare
rarilla,
was a
esa tiene voz
result
peculiar,
of players
no rara.
reporting that they had issues lighting up their base properly, so they couldn't really tell when mobs are able to spawn or not.
¿Van a cambiar lo de las
Torches,
luces?
yes or no.
¿Dijeron?
We can use mods to help us with that. We could use
Pero eso no sé cómo va a
Mini
quedar.
Hut mod to,
Probablemente sea nivel
show
6 o
this.
algo así, pero
So
me va a cambiar
here
ahora,
we get
creo.
numbers that indicate the light levels. Currently 1.17,
Pero esto que me estás
mobs
contando.
can't spawn at light level 8, but they can spawn at light level 7. Yeah, and even here in between, we would have one possible spawning spot where a
Pero esto me
zombie
puede
or
jugar a esto.
creeper could spawn. What players usually do is
jugando Domination,
torch,
cosas, eso,
spam to avoid all of those
Está
issues.
todo al 3 es
But
raro,
in
pero
some
todo
cases
eso
you
Domination es
might
luego bien hecho.
overlook a certain spot. So how I assume the glare would work is that he runs to the next dark spot, alerts the player, and then he would place down
¿Pero qué me está contando este men? Vemos useful mob. Porque me estás hablando de cosas de luz y mango, te quiero un montonazo. ¿Qué cojones me estás contando?
easy to spot to spawn here again. So not entirely sure if the glare would be much of a help here anyway, because well you can spot the dark spots really easily yourself. Since the glare is a flying mob, it's not really clear right now.
Pero esto es un mod de luz que me suda la polla. Aparte, lo que tengo que saber es cuándo, o sea, cuando van a cambiar a qué nivel estará bien o no lo de las luces, pero vamos.
Cats and dogs get stuck and had to teleport.
Cojones, es un mod lo que está usando para que se vea eso.
So I'm not entirely
Igual que cuando hacen builds esta peña usan... ¿Cómo se llama? ¿Esquemática se llama? Que es una cosa que te hacen como la build, ves los objetos puestos y luego vas poniendo sobre el esqueleto. Tienen cosas de esas.
Minecraft's Pokeball, the bucket. So similar to carrying an axolotl or fish mob.
Sí, no, eso lo sé, sé que van a cambiar. Que eso está guay porque, por ejemplo, las luces azules que metieron del Nether en la anterior... ¿Qué es eso? Las luces que metieron azules en el Nether daban una mierda de luz y no son útiles porque dan una mierda de luz, pero si le cambian las luces para que solo necesites 0 de luz para que spawne mierda, sí que van a ser utilizables. Y se puede hacer ambientaciones más moody y tal, que van a estar guapas. Pues que ahora tienes que tener iluminado a pelo. Hasta los surtes,
also still the very easy solution of making a mob switch, which is easier than ever before.
El mob switch, que tú tienes su servidor, pero que lo va a hacer tu padre,
The
¿sabes?
next mob is the allay. It looks a little bit like a Vex, just the blue. It's also
The
a
next mob,
flying
pero habla de un mob antes ya,
That's
no habla
gonna
de
help
ninguno,
you
¿no?
collect items. Let's cats and parrots to an extent, which aren't really all the time. Cats and dogs get stuck and had to teleport. Proper solution for this issue. Bring the glare with you, but it's also not clear at this point how this will work exactly. Maybe it's gonna be another use for Minecraft's Pokeball, the bucket. So similar to carrying an axolotl or fish mobs.
Tenía buena pinta la salsa de tomate, pero le he añadido.
A puntos en los que pueden spawnar bichos, por eso
Digifact
estoy explicando lo de las
esto.
luces. Se mueve solo a puntos... Ah, vale, que si llevas el muñeco va a la luz para que veas dónde tienes que iluminar.
Los sudokus de la luz.
Vale, eso está guay, pero supongo que va a ser bastante puto clunky. De todas formas, F3. Pero está explicando lo que hacen los mobs y no está enseñándolos porque, claro, no los tiene. No tiene
There's still
sentido.
the F3 menu, which tells you about the light. The next mob is the allay. It looks a little bit like a Vex, just the blue. It's also a flying mob, and it's gonna help you collect items. Let's take a look at Mojing's video.
You must be the LA. Thanks for collecting all these cookies for me. Would you do that with any item I give you?
Es un puto Vex
Hooray!
azul, sí.
No more collecting for me. And you dance too? Amazing. If you give an LA an item, it will collect matching ones for you. It also loves music. So if that
Qué guapo. ¿Y si hacemos un encantamiento que haga que el área de recolección de objetos del suelo sea el triple de grande? Pregunta, ¿sabes? ¿Y si puedo ponerme en mis botas mi polla es tan gorda que genera gravedad y los objetos se atraen solos y no tengo que ir corriendo a por ellos? No sé, te meten en un muñeco, te meten en un mono con alas.
there's a note block nearby,
Es que no
that's where
entiendo.
it will drop them.
So the allay is definitely the mob where I see the most potential for usefulness.
Aunque
I'm
está
quite sure
como que tiene gracia que los mobs tengan utilidad, pero los mobs, quiero decir, molan un montón los mobs de Minecraft y tal, pero en realidad te haces una granja lo que necesites y nadie va con parrots encima o con cosas de esas, o sea, no sé. Al final todo es muy esclavo de la utilidad, pero en Minecraft Pero no vas a convertir, o sea, no vas a coger... Es que hay mejores formas de hacer estas cosas seguro que no con un puto mob, igual que lo de la luz, no sé. Darle una utilidad concreta a un mob no va a hacer que ese mob de repente sea mi mejor amigo, ¿sabes? Aunque todo sea muy esclavo de la utilidad de Minecraft. No sé si lo estoy explicando probablemente.
You give it one item, which goes into the first item slot, and then it will continue to pick up similar items, which would go into the second item slot. So a max of 64 items in case of stackable items could probably be collected and then be brought to the player, probably dropped in front, or to a node block. You can also tune the node block, so there will be different drop-off stations for the alley. So you can
vale, que dropean esta mierda los objetos que coja.
Will bring different items to different node blocks. So you can probably have a hopper in front, just collect those items. Also, there's gonna be the unique ability to sort non-stackable items, which we weren't able...
Bueno, en parte igual sí que es útil, porque como pone, ha dicho el pavo en la animación que le dabas tú un objeto y te busca de ese objeto. Entonces, por ejemplo, si estás minando... Si estás minando un chunk y no quieres coger puta broza, pero quieres coger ores de lo que sea, quieres coger toda la resto y todo el no sé qué y todo no sé cuántos. Te pones 3 muñecos de esos, le das las cosas y dejas que la piedra despawne y lo demás sí. Algo así quizá tenga utilidad, pero también seguramente sea muy lento, no sé. Me parece... De base desconfío de estas mierdas, pero bueno, igual es la polla luego. Mírame esta, también puto perro. Ya no el tren del hiper.
But there were also some items that wouldn't do anything special for the dispenser. For example, a pickaxe, a spyglass, an enchanted book, or an elytra. So there was no way to automatically distinguish those items. But you could just give a diamond pickaxe to
bueno, aquí ya estás entrando en movidas de redstone locas tuyas que no te voy a seguir,
compañero. Pickaxes with a very specific... Hola, amigo! It's kind of easy to use. And the alley would then collect the sticks and saplings and brings them to the player.
¿Le puedes dar a un mismo mono de estos volador varias cosas? Para que coja varias cosas. ¿Se sabe eso?
Nos han mandado el equipo de...
Buena tarde, por cierto. No, tienes que tener varios. Y si no le das nada, coge todo. O simplemente suda.
Don't need to worry about the saplings since the alley is gonna bring him to you. So this is gonna be definitely a nice use case. It could also be a lot of fun to use the alley for all kinds of farms. For example, if you have a small-scale sugarcane farm like this one here, instead of using a hopper
se puede hacer de sistema de recolección en granjas y tenerlos de esclavos. En vez de tener un sistema de recogida con hoppers y hostias, tenerlos currando a los monos esos.
And gets harvested, you would pick up the items and bring it to the unloading point.
Quiero decir, está regular, pero como idea.
Lossless farms. It's also pretty cool that with the alley, movable item sorters would become feasible. So this is definitely something for the more technical players. Here, for example, we have a quarry. In 1.17, this is the best solution. We still had to have a stationary item system, so water stream on the side. That brings everything here to the stationary
quiero pensar que ha hecho todo esto solamente para explicar algo. Ha construido un puto quarry solamente para decir, mira, porque no sé qué, que es un mundo en creativo en el que ha hecho esto. De repente no es un servidor de jugar y tal. O sea, que está el tío sentado pensando, el muñeco este, ay, ¿cómo explico esto? Pum, y se hace un puto quarry, ¿sabes?
Wouldn't need to put all the items into hopper minecarts as well. So there's definitely a lot of potential for technical players when it comes to alley. But also for the casual players, things might become even easier. The simplest item filter still requires some basic redstone knowledge. So you need comparators, repeaters, and so on. You could also make a super simple item sorter with the alley. But it's definitely also something that would make life maybe for...
Pero la cosa es que si vas a utilizar los estos para filtrar objetos, tienes que tener un muñeco diferente para cada puto objeto. Y yo imagino que tener 300 muñecos, 300 monos voladores por tu base igual genera un poquito de lag, ¿no? Igual no, pero... ¿Estás dentro?
Ya sabemos cómo es el pathfinding de este juego.
¡Ey!
¡Ey!
Me estoy viendo lo del mango.
Sí, míratelo. Y
I'm not entirely sure how feasible it would be, but let's dream big for a moment.
Es que me estoy
So I
enfadando.
could imagine it would be super
no llegaba
cool to use
Me
the
estoy
alley
enfadando, o sea, me enfado.
information
Son,
for tunnel
bueno.
board. So a system like this one here, where TNT
No sé.
is shot
Me
forward,
parece...
blocks
bueno,
are being
Mike.
blown up,
Muteate si
then
quieres y
you have a lot
míratelo
of
y luego
items
vuelves y
laying
das
on
tu
the
opinión.
ground
Para que
that,
no te,
a player would need
para
to
que no te
pick
joda
up.
yo a ti, vaya.
My dream would be
Vale,
that
vuelvo.
we have every couple blocks lay stations where
O sea, por ahora
lay would
está
idle next to its
muñeco que
notebook.
busca luz,
You move it
bueno, que busca
forward,
oscuridad,
then the lay checks for
el
items,
filtro con patas.
would pick them up and bring them back to the tunnel bore. Drop them
Sí,
off,
también tener un túnel boar con muñecos de esos no lo vas a
and
matar a
then you
3
could
¿sabes?
continue like this.
Los vas a matar
So I have
50
a little
veces.
army of lay mobs in front picking up the items. So there will definitely be some issues I could imagine with all the liquids as usual. So I'm not entirely sure if this is actually gonna work, but something like that might be feasible and would be really cool. So depending on the exact implementation, I
huele
could
un poco a
imagine
mierda,
the
no
lay
sé.
is gonna be super useful. But let's also take a look at the last mob, the copper golem. It's basically an entity that randomly walks around and presses copper buttons.
But look at this lovely copper.
Is that a copper golem?
Yes, it must be old, or a time they freeze into statues.
Let's build our own copper golem. Maybe it can help us.
This one has a lot of life in it.
We're saved!
The copper golem is a mob that you, the player, can build yourself. It oxidizes over time and loves to randomly press copper buttons. So, they would be added to the game as well.
Let's start with a couple of small facts that weren't mentioned in Moching's short video.
Quiero decir. Me gusta cómo transiciona de esto a lo otro sin hacer ningún tipo de comentario al respecto. Oye, esta animación.
The game as well.
Let's start with a couple of
Putísimo mango. ¿Se construye así o simplemente es que está borracho? Es que no sé. Es que me hace mucha gracia. ¿Se construye así o es que se le ha ido la puta olla? Aún no se sabe. Perfecto. Está borracho. Me alegro.
small facts that weren't mentioned in Moching's short video. So you will
Que
be
no puedo darme en
able
serio
to
esto, tío.
use wax on the copper golem to
no puedo
prevent
darme
it
en
from
serio, lo siento mucho.
oxidizing. So this way it would not stop working at some point. Also, the lightning rod will be part of the crafting or assembly recipe, so it's not quite clear if you just can craft it or assemble it like an iron golem, and can be hit by lightning, which would also take some stages of the oxidation process. I'm not entirely too sure about the usefulness of a mob that would attract lightning. I could
que atraer las
imagine
tormentas.
that protecting a World Eater from lightning strikes, since the World Eater has some budded TNT, might be quite useful, but you can already move the lightning rod as well, and place it down every couple hundred blocks to protect your World Eater from that. For example, there's a couple of probably fun uses of a mob that would attract lightning, but probably nothing too game-changing. Let's talk about the second feature of the Copper Golem. Its desire to randomly press copper buttons. So the idea behind this was to make your builds or villages or towns a bit more lively by having an entity randomly running around and doing some tasks. So basically what we already have with the villagers or other animals, for example cats that are randomly running around a village area. So you could already have the same feature of random redstone activation by just pressing down some pressure plates that the villagers eventually would walk over.
O sea, ¿cuál es?
According to the video, the Copper Golem will also be able to randomly press copper buttons. So it seems likely we will be able to use the Copper Golem as a randomizer. But to be honest, I don't think this is gonna be used
Lo
too
dudo mucho
often,
porque hará cosas de
because
vez en
we
cuando, no
already
creo que
have
sea.
alternatives that are basically the same, and it's not really the type of randomizer that is
Suena
used very
lo de.
often.
Puede
The
darle a
alternative
botones.
that we
Suena
already
a idea
have would
feliz,
be,
que es una cosa que siempre
just
fracasa.
an
Cualquier cosa que sea una idea
entity
feliz
that
es una puta
either
mierda.
standing on a pressure plate or not, and randomly pathfind. So you could use a chicken or a pig or really any other entity
Me hace
and
mucha gracia.
pathfind somewhere.
Me hace mucha gracia que haya puesto de ejemplo un pollo para decir una cosa que a veces puede ponerse encima de una pressure plate y que el pollo le caiga un huevo encima de la pressure plate mientras está hablando de ello. Me parece muy bien timeado, la verdad.
That is either standing on a pressure plate or not, and randomly pathfind. So you could use a chicken or a pig
Está
or
siendo un
any
vídeo
other
redondo.
entity that randomly pathfind somewhere for this as well. So this could be used to randomly turn on a light or randomly dispense a firework rocket. It's definitely a valid use case. You could also use this to randomly activate a redstone contraption, but it's usually not recommended because unloading a redstone contraption that is a bit more complicated at the wrong time can break it. So usually you don't want to activate redstone contraptions randomly. For most redstone
Ya también si os dejas las cosas encendidas a medias se rompen y tal. Si tienes una máquina voladora o alguna hostia y descargas la zona y se queda a mitad, se va a romper. Y si tienes un pavo encendiendo movidas en tu base, pues igual se quedan todas rotas.
And a stackable item inside of this dropper, we activate it, the item gets shot into the hopper, and the comparator reads the output. If you get the non-stackable item, you get the full
Está dando randomizers ahora, no me
3
cuentes
output,
películas.
which
Mango,
would turn
compañero.
on the redstone lamp. In case you got the stackable item, then we wouldn't get any output. So this would be a 50-50 randomizer. There's also variations. You could have shulker boxes with different fill levels in a dispenser.
Para tener más.
Depending which shulker box randomly gets selected, would also give you a different output here. In case you need something to be turned off or on at a random time, you can also use a non-entity based system, so random tick-based randomizers would be my choice here. So you could, for example, use the fact that redstone ore gets turned off after it gets selected by a random tick. So you could use a contraption like this one here, spins an item, then the redstone ore starts glowing, and then you can speed this up a little bit. You can see after a while it gets turned off. Random.
¿Y qué?
Time needs
O
to
sea que sí,
pass.
que hay muchas opciones de
Also
randomizers
setting,
que no
for
dependen de un
example,
muñeco
which also
haciendo
gets
cosas.
selected by random ticks. If you speed this up a
Entiendo.
little bit again, you can also see that every couple minutes this would either turn off or on. There's a couple randomizers in the game. There's plenty more. I'm just showing the most basic ones here. From a technical point of view, there's really no need for the copper golem, and even if you had it, there's better alternatives anyway. A lot of people also seem to be really excited about the possibility that the copper golem, after a while, would oxidize and
Se convierte en una
stops
estatua.
moving around and basically turn into a statue. It's not entirely clear if it's going to become a block in the case, but I would definitely assume it's going
Puede
to
estar
stay
guapo si
an
se quedan
entity,
quietos en posturas
because this
diferentes cada
process is
uno.
also reversible if you use your X.
Pero
You
también,
can
¿qué más
scrape
da?
off
O
the
sea, no sé.
oxidation. So you can definitely use entities for decoration. You can already do it with the armor stand, but you definitely need to be aware. In case you use lots of entities as decoration, it will definitely contribute to the lag. So the entities are really lag causer number one in Minecraft right now. As always, there was also a lot of speculation, for example, that the copper buttons would do something special, so depending on the oxidation stage, would give out a different signal.
Bueno, claro, va a haber botones de
length
todo tipo
output,
oxidados, ¿no?
or would randomly work or not, depending on the oxidation stage. So another randomizer, but this wasn't really confirmed, and I don't think this would even be too useful. So we already have plenty of randomizers, and even if you get this different signal length, this is also not too useful. In most cases, you would have a monostable after you exactly need. It's probably also best to leave speculation out. I'm gonna
Ya
vote
está, ¿no?
able to do the thing to wouldn't the just fullness of the mobs. Alright, that's it for today. Thanks guys for watching, and
Huelen un poco a mierda los tres, la verdad. O sea, quiero ver el diseño. Si están tan guapos, igual tal, pero huelen un poco a mierda los tres.
Cuando dicen, bueno, pero es que el código es una mierda porque Notch... No, déjate de tonterías. Como si Notch escribió el código literalmente, se subió encima de la mesa, se puso de cuclillas y presionó las teclas agarrándose la polla y tocando las teclas con los huevos y así salió Minecraft. Me da completamente igual. Me importa cero cómo estuviera hecho el código de mal cuando lo compró Microsoft. Me da igual. Si han
Tienen todo
pasado...
el dinero del mundo, basta ya.
Me da igual cómo esté el código de Minecraft. Es una vergüenza que con el PC que tengo no me funcione el juego a 60 FPS prácticamente nunca. Cero excusas.
Buenas tardes, por cierto.
Uy, no te escucho, Felipe, un segundo. Espérate.
Ey.
Ahora sí, ya está.
Que ya me lo he visto. Son una puta costra los tres bichos, no sé. O sea, quiero verlos, a ver si luego me hacen gracia visualmente, pero... Son una puta mierda los tres.
Hola, amigo.
A ver, se rumorea que en teoría hoy o veremos la nueva dimensión o la actualización del End, se supone. Como la futura, ¿no? Porque hoy dan fecha de la 1.18.
Pero en la 1.18, o sea, se separó en dos... Lo que es lo que salió lo último.
La 1.17 es la que está ahora, que es la de las geodas, el
Ah, sí,
cobre
las
y todo
geodas,
eso.
esa mierda, sí.
Y ahora la 1.18 va a ser las montañas, la altura del mapa, todo eso.
Sí, separado en dos por eso, porque no estaba terminado, tal, no sé qué. Entonces, pero lo del Enca has dicho es para después todavía o para esto.
Claro, no, claro. En la Minecon siempre
Ay, la
enseñan, dan fecha de la próxima actualización, que es la que va a salir ahora, y anuncian la siguiente para todo el año que viene, que va a ser la
Vale.
1.19.
Pues montañas una puta vez, por favor, basta ya.
¡Ah!
Joder, pero me parece una putísima costa los 3 muñecos. En plan. Estaba diciendo
El problema-
de que todo tiene que tener utilidad en Minecraft, que es verdad, pero que le des utilidad a los bichos de forma muy concreta no va a hacer que la gente los utilice porque va a haber cosas. Es decir, este muñeco se pone y te busca luz, vale, le das al F3.
Claro,
Y ya
la
está.
cosa es que el F3 en Bedrock no existe. Y la mayoría de gente que
Bueno.
juega a Minecraft juega a Bedrock. Entonces no tienen F3.
Vale, ahí sí,
Es
pero.
que es eso. Que Moyan tiene que pensar para todo el mundo y muchas de sus decisiones las toma en base a las
Sí,
versiones
sí.
Bedrock. Porque es la versión que mueve pasta. Ahí es donde está la tienda de Moyan, esa de los mods que tienes que pagar, ¿sabes?
Joder, pero aún así.
Seguramente quieren quitar el F3 de la versión de Java. Seguramente.
A ver, es muy alien, es muy. No sé. Es claramente no parte. O sea, no es una cosa que tendría que tener acceso la gente de normal, pero es que
No,
ya es
de,
parte
que
del
de
juego.
hecho es el debug mode. O sea, es el modo para los desarrolladores y cosas así. O
Sí,
sea,
por eso,
no
pero
tiene
que
sentido.
tendría que haberlo quitado al principio, pero ya lleva 10 años siendo parte del juego, o sea, ya igual está.
Pero es que lo hacen todo a medias, porque en su momento, cuando pusieron los mapas y todo el rollo, todos, me acuerdo, en aquella actualización, todos decíamos, ¡buah, por fin vamos a poder dejar de usar los mapas y lo de marcar en el mapa posiciones y tal! Todos, ¡buah, vamos a dejar de usar el F3 para las coordenadas, no sé qué, tal! Nadie lo usa. Nadie usa un puto mapa y tal, y banderitas para las coordenadas, porque pulsas F3, porque está ahí, porque es fácil y ya está.
Que es cuando juego juntos, alguna vez he puesto a estas un marker, pero por hacer la gracia, no porque sea una cosa que. Es que no se puede.
La cosa es que ahora mismo quitas el F3 y sería muy duro, ¿eh? Porque hay
Es
muchas
volver a la
cosas.
de piedra de repente.
Hay muchas cosas en Minecraft que tienes que hacer perfecto en el bloque correcto y todo el rollo. Y sería muy duro sin F3, ¿eh? Pero muy, muy duro. Los portales del Nether. Necesitas coordenadas para enlazar portales. Necesitas
Ya tienes que
coordenadas
clavarlos.
exactas.
Si estás en un mundo que tenga un mínimo de actividad tal, se te van a vincular portales a medias, si no. Y para cualquier cosa. Si quieres irte a
¿Cómo se
picar a
vincula-
X altura, portal, pues yo qué sé.
¿Cómo se vinculan portales en Bedrock? Igual no se puede. ¿Cómo no? Claro, pero es que allí. Bueno, claro, no. ¿Cómo vinculas?
A ver, supongo que si se te cruzan dos, te jodes y te aguantas y ya está.
Ah, bueno,
Porque-
claro, en Bedrock, es verdad, soy gilipollas. En Bedrock no tienes F3, pero tienes coordenadas. Tienes un botón que te muestra las coordenadas abajo.
Ah, bueno.
Que eso
Vale.
me gustaría, ¿eh? Por mí podrían quitar el F3 completamente y solo darme las 3 coordenadas. Ya está. Lo demás
es lo
me
que
da
más
igual.
utilizo.
Las coordenadas sí las quiero. El nivel de
Nada,
luz y
alguna
tal me lo
cosa,
puedes
lo de las
quitar.
coordenadas, el bioma en el que estás es útil también a veces para hacer según qué cosa. Rollo, si quieres hacer una granja que dependa de que estés en río o que estés en tal, eso es útil. Lo de la luz también, pero es que no sé. Te ponen
Pero si
un
ahora
bicho que
en
te busca
esta-
oscuridad. Yo qué sé.
En la 1.18, que es la que sale ahora, en diciembre, cambian el spawn de los mobs. Solo aparecerán con 0 de luz. Entonces, ese
Ya,
mob
ya.
ya es mucho menos útil. Porque ahora mismo sí que te puedes spawnear un bicho porque hay un nivel 6 de luz en tu base que no te has dado cuenta. Pero con nivel de luz 0 absoluto.
Ya, es que es muy fácil ver dónde hay luz o no. Para eso, quiero decir. O sea, no sé, si iluminas con cualquier puta cosa, vas a tener un poquito de luz siempre.
Yo estoy seguro que el futuro de Minecraft es dejar la versión de Java. Estoy seguro. Estoy seguro que van a acabar dejando la versión de Java. Seguro. Es un coste de desarrollo extra tener el juego en dos versiones tan diferentes y la versión de Java no les aporta prácticamente nada de dinero en comparación. Es que estoy seguro que lo van a hacer. Estoy seguro.
Es que en realidad el otro va bien. O sea, además, lo único, o sea, la diferencia de lo de Redstone tal lo entiendo, pero a mí me da un poco igual. Yo no sé por qué nunca he pasado a probar la otra. Porque más allá de las cosas de Redstone, de este juego lo hizo mi primo y pasan cosas, que hay cambios duros, hay cambios que sean molestos De verdad.
Hay cosas raras en la versión. Si juegas a Bedrock, tú tienes Windows 10, te la puedes bajar y probar. Enseguida, como jugador de Java, enseguida notas cosas raras. La interfaz es una mierda, pero aparte de eso, hay cosas en el movimiento, en como nadas. Hay cosas en el movimiento que las notas raras. Te acostumbras también y a cambio va como la puta seda, pero también tiene sus cosas. La versión de Bedrock tiene bugs extraños. La generación de los mobs es rarísima. Muchas granjas no funcionan.
La van a cambiar la generación de mobs en esta. La generación de mobs la van a cambiar un montonazo. Que las granjas se van a ir a tomar por culo, por lo visto. Si se mantiene lo que dijeron, estaban estos haciendo vídeos de los ratios, rollo. Si antes hacías una granja a 0 de altura o la hacías a 100 de altura, la diferencia era muy grande. Ahora todas van como si estuvieran en la altura máxima o menos todavía de. O sea, las han nerfeado muchísimo.
Y lo que digo siempre, que nosotros, tú, yo, el chat, o sea, quiero decir, hablamos del juego de una manera que no es representativa para el 90% o más de la gente que juega, ¿sabes? Tú coges a un chaval y le dices, yo qué sé, que él juega con sus amigos y tienen un mundo y tienen sus ovejitas y no sé qué, y tú estás pensando en hacer una granja de hierro que tiene 2400 de oro de hierro por hora y no sé qué, que esa manera de jugar a Minecraft no representa casi nadie, ¿eh?
Se me hace muy raro pensar en la gente que no juega así, sinceramente.
Claro, pero es que es eso, es que la mayoría de gente le dices que hacer una granja de hierro y no sabe ni de qué le estás hablando, ¿sabes? No tiene ni idea de lo que le estás diciendo porque dicen, mira mi mundo, mira mi casa, qué guay, y ya está, y juegan a otra cosa, es otro juego para ellos. Joder, cosas como, tío, romper la bedrock del techo para salir al techo del Nether y hacer tus granjas arriba para máxima eficiencia. Es que eso es una cosa completamente alien para la mayoría de gente, ¿sabes? Como que no conciben. Y aparte, eso es hasta cierto punto estamos haciendo trampas, nos estamos saliendo del mapa, ¿sabes?
Es ilegal, pero es que es una cosa tan sencilla y tan cómoda y tan beneficiosa como para experiencia como jugador que es raro que no sé, pensar en gente que no hace eso, pero es que es. O sea, sí, es ilegal para lo que es el juego. Está fuera de. O sea, la verdad que está pensada para que sea un muro impenetrable, literal.
Quedan 10 minutos. Pasad el enlace, please, de la Minecon o decidme dónde está y la ponemos.
Pásalo por el.
Sí, si me lo pasan, te lo pongo en el Discord. Es en YouTube. youtube.com/Minecraft. Mi canal favorito.
Eres una bellísima
Minecon.
persona, gracias por sus...
Joder, hay 500.000 de personas viéndola. Ya no es Minecon, ahora es Minecraft Live.
Minecraft 2021. Ay, Dios, coño, ¿qué pasa? ¿Qué está gritando gente aquí?
Porque habrá la previa. También está en Twitch. Voy a verlo en Twitch. En Twitch. Y ya digo, aunque yo me enfade y tal, Minecraft podría cerrar hoy. Podrían empezar diciendo, gente, chapamos y quitar Minecraft para siempre. Y aún así yo me iría feliz. Porque lo que me ha dado a mí este juego, ¿sabes? Pero hablo enfadado porque, joder, le tengo mucho cariño a este juego y me molesta a veces las cosas que hace.
Bobbycraft, me sé quién es también.
Vale, está en Twitch, twitch.com/Minecraft.
Sí, no, lo que pasa es que he abierto el de YouTube y el de Twitch y estoy viendo dos cosas diferentes.
Sí, porque hay cosas diferentes en el Minecraft de Twitch y de YouTube.
No sé muy bien.
¿Me ha pasado?
¿Rollo esto?
En 200 islas imposibles de Skyblock. En el
¿Qué está pasando? Hay un pavo hablando en español aquí. Ah, vale, que va con delay el de YouTube y ya está.
Ah,
porque
vale,
está
pues
empezando el otro. Va como con 20 segundos de delay.
Pongo el de Twitch, cambia Special Events. ¿Tú estás en directo?
Sí, he abierto antes.
Vale.
Buenos dineros. Cetáceos.
Vale, pondré audio cuando ya empecemos. Ahora enseñarán, sí, claro. Hablarán un poco, supongo, ¿no? Enseñarán los mobs aquí también, los 3.
Quiero verlos los 3, porque de base lo que hacen, que sí, que entiendo que las cosas tienen que tener utilidad y tal, que no puede ser simplemente, míralo, es un perrillo. O sea, tiene que tener algo que lo haga único, pero joder. Me parece como utilidad muy narrow y muy forzada, no sé. No me ha gustado lo que he visto del vídeo de Mago, no me gusta nada.
Me flipa porque todo esto que vemos de Minecraft a mí no me representa nada. Yo no juego cosas de estas, ni servidores de estos, ni minijuegos, ni nada. Felipe se escucha un poco triste. Seguro que tiene sueño, se acaba de levantar o algo.
Sí, me pego una siesta de puta madre.
¿Ves? La clásica. A mí me lo dicen antes cuando empiezo, joder, se te escucha triste. Digo, tío, me acabo de despertar. No he puesto audio. Que aún no ha empezado, gente, que esto todavía es la previa.
Sí, no sé qué coño estoy viendo. Bueno, en realidad lo de los muñecos que pillan mierda solamente para tenerlos en granjas esclavizados, sí, eso está guay.
Claro, no, sí. Ese técnicamente probablemente sea el más útil. Pero claro, tienes que lidiar con la IA de Minecraft.
Ya.
¿Sabes? Que eso ya. Tú, tío, si cada vez que toca hacer una granja de aldeanos, me enfado, tío. Hasta que la termino, me enfado. Porque son
Los primeros
tontísimos.
2 que tienes que mover.
Joder.
A mí también se está hablando igual de hacer filtros, rollo a gran escala, o filtros móviles con eso, tal, no sé qué. Pero es que si quieres hacer filtros en tu base con esos muñecos, o sea que porque la cosa es que cada uno. Mira, cada uno pilla un ítem y solamente coge ese ítem. Pero si tengo en mi base 300 muñecos volando con un ítem seleccionado, va a ir lagueando que flipas la base. O sea, no sé.
Es casi como si necesitáramos filtros de verdad en este juego, ¿eh?
Ya te imaginas. Que metían algo y ya está. No sería como la vida muy feliz.
Muchas risas con el Glowing Squid y para mí me parece la polla. Que te dé la mierda esa para que las carteles sean como de neón es mucho más útil.
Sí, molan
la
un
mayoría de
montonazo
cosas.
verlos y te dan una cosa que es muy buena de objeto. Muy única, pero que tiene una utilidad de verdad. Y ya está, no hace falta que el bicho haga piruetas. No, porque los achalotes te defienden de no sé qué. ¿Quién cojones va a utilizar de verdad un achalote para combatir con algo? O sea, están guapos verlos, pero no sé. Que no
Ya,
tenga utilidad el Glowing en sí mismo, me parece de puta madre, me parece un buen muñeco.
Yo no los he pillado todavía, pero bueno, cuando salga la 1.19, 1.18 y vuelva a jugar y tal, pues me pillaré 2 axalotes de estos para tener una pecera con 2 bichos y ya está. Es que no lo voy a usar para nada, como el 90% de los mobs del juego.
No sé, nadie te los pillé y tal, y están guapos. Es una pena que maten absolutamente todo lo que se encuentra en el mar, porque no puedes hacer un acuario con más cosas. O sea, matan todo. Pero son bonitos, punto final. O sea, no sé, no tiene más. Pero el glowing mola un montón. Verlos, o sea, estar por el agua y ver un glowing en una cueva en el quinto coño y tal. Entonces ves que hay una cueva, esas cosas están guays. Eso sí que, no sé. Y la tinta es la polla.
Mira Sonic.
¿Qué es esto?
Posiblemente el mejor juego de Sonic que ha salido. Y ese
El Dungeon lo jugué el primer día una vez y no lo volví a jugar. Y me gustó lo que jugué, pero no sé.
Yo me lo pasé el día que salió y no lo he vuelto a tocar. Ay. No he puesto audio todavía, esperaos que quedan 2 minutos para que empiece. Como molaría que anunciaran Minecraft 2. Es que sería increíble, tío. Como si fuera WhatsApp, lo mismo, no tiene ningún sentido, pero da igual, Minecraft 2. Ay, voy a aprovechar para mear, queda un minuto.
Estos restaurantes y es jugador técnico ya. Ya, pero es que, no sé, me cuesta mucho entender la gente que juega Minecraft de otra forma porque lo mejor que tiene este juego... A mí me flipa el dar vueltas y ver mundos, saber el terreno cómo se genera y cosas de esas, pero... El ver... ¿Sabes? El ver una granja en funcionamiento es lo mejor que tiene este puto juego, sinceramente. El entender el concepto de... Claro, porque... Los mobs se generan de esta forma y si entonces hay un techo aquí bajito, lo único que cabe es un creeper, entonces esta granja solamente me va a dar pólvora y me puedo hacer todos los putos cohetes que quiera y tal. Y lo haces y funciona y ves que no paran de caer creepers y tal. Eso me hace extremadamente feliz. El que funcione, que tenga unas normas internas al juego y funcionen siempre, en todo momento, y puedas vender esas normas para hacer lo que tú quieras y sacar el beneficio que quieras, es lo mejor que tiene este juego. Que otros juegos no tienen de la misma forma. O sea, no sé.
Y de las mejores cosas. A ver qué. No sé, ahora veremos. Porque yo recuerdo lo de cuando pusieron las alas, que nadie se lo esperaba, de repente. Alas en el juego. Y ahora es como. Es una cosa obligatoria.
Sí.
Entonces, a ver si. Porque claro, el Nether lo ha actualizado. Los putos minions.
¿Qué es esto? Me quiero arrancar los
minions,
ojos.
¡Mira los minions! ¡Mira
Les
los
pone
minions!
gorritos.
El Nether lo han actualizado hace poco. El Overworld lo actualizan en esta versión, con las montañas y tal. El End tienen que actualizarlo. Hoy tienen que anunciar o la actualización del End o una nueva dimensión. Una de las dos cosas tienen que decirlo hoy, vaya.
Es que la última dimensión fue el Lent, que fue hace 8 años, o por ahí.
El dragón fue hace, pues sí, claro. Era pues hace muchísimo, vamos. El Lent hace un Cristo de años. 9 o algo así.
Sí, no ha habido nada nuevo desde entonces.
¿Esto es que empieza?
Tiene pinta.
Bueno, aquí avisan de que tema de COVID, distancia social, lo típico. Allá vamos. El año pasado moló mucho porque vimos las montañas por primera vez el año pasado.
Ya, eso estuvo guay. Que yo no lo vi porque en general me suele apoyar esto, pero luego cuando después estuvo muy tocho.
Recordemos que están haciendo la peli de Minecraft, ¿eh?
¿Cómo?
Están haciendo una peli de animación de Minecraft.
¿En serio?
Le puedo poner la voz a Steve, yo, en español, ¿no? Chris Pratt.
Bienvenidos a Cacamoz, toda la película.
Hello and welcome to Minecraft Live 2021. I'm your host and chief storyteller of Mojang Studios, Lydia Winters. We have an exciting show for you today, filled with all things Minecraft. You'll vote a new mob into the game, hear what's happening in Minecraft dungeons, learn how to design and play with your own Minecraft mob, find out the next Minecraft update, and much, much more. Seriously though, we have a packed show for you. The best part is that you get to hear everything directly from the cool humans making it, and they will give you the inside knowledge that no one outside of Mojang Studios knows, our best kept secrets, until we tell you all of them today. So let's do it.
Me hace mucha gracia la distancia abismal entre la presentación y el tono y nosotros, que lo estamos escuchando.
Iba a decir exactamente lo mismo que tú y yo.
Estoy viéndolo en plan.
Our social team will be tweeting throughout the show and want to know what you think about everything we announce. Hang out with us here and also there. Last year, we announced quite an anticipated update, the Caves and the Cliffs update. We've seen all the incredible things you've done with Caves and Cliffs Part 1 and can't wait to see what you do with Part 2. Agnes and Henrik are here to give us a peek into the surprising development process for Caves and Cliffs Part 2. Hi Agnes, hi Henrik.
Hello. Agnes.
Agnes, how are you
Agnes
feeling?
es la señora que dan ganas de dar un abrazo cada vez que habla.
Here. I'm excited. I'm excited.
So excited. And Henrik, it's your first time on the Minecraft Live
Dan ganas de dar un abrazo y tomarte un café caliente.
It is not my first time. You two are going to tell us about Caves and Cliffs Part 2, and the thing that I think is the most amazing is how involved and how essential the community was to making it.
Yes, yeah, this update changes basically everything about the world generation in the game. So we've added like massive mountains, massive caves, and it's been really hard to kind of balance that because we want to add all this new cool stuff. But when people are playing the game, we also want them to be able to encounter like the old familiar stuff. So this balancing act is really hard. So as designers and developers, when we test the stuff we built, how do we know if it's any good, right? How do we know if it's better? So we've needed a lot of help, and we've definitely gotten it. So we've been shipping snapshots, betas every week, and the people have been play testing and giving us feedback. And it's just been wonderful. It feels kind of like they're colleagues helping us to build this great game.
That's amazing. And you have an amazing example of someone who took a lot of time giving notes.
Yeah, for example, a player tweeted at me this wonderful big picture showing like across different snapshots in the same location what changed across different snapshots and offered some opinions on that and some feedback. And this kind of stuff takes a lot of time to do. It's research that the users are doing for us, and we get a lot of this stuff, and it just saves time, and that's time that we can use, of course, to make the game better.
So amazing.
It really is. And I mean, this is like the biggest update we ever done, and we couldn't have done it without the community.
Oh, that's incredible. And I know you were kind of nervous when you
decided
to
split
the
update.
Qué pobrecilla, tío, no sé.
Me da una pena.
Yes, I mean, that's it's a very big decision, and we took it together as a team. But yes, when it was time to announce it, it was quite scary But we thought the best thing is just to be transparent, because like as we know, like Minecraft is crafted together with the community, and then it's good if we just are as honest as we possibly can. And then when we did announce it, everyone was just so caring and understanding, and it it shows we have the most beautiful community. So yeah, thank you.
We absolutely do.
And it was so nice as a team to be able to not rush it, since this change is so big, to be able to do it properly and take the time and really do it well. So we're
Esto es lo que dice cuando separaron las versiones porque querían mantener la seguridad de los
That's
empleados.
awesome. Sometimes during the development
Y que la gente
process,
reaccionó bien a la
things
decisión.
change and you
Pero
decide
reaccionó bien la
you
gente
want
porque fueron
things
de
to be
frente y dijeron,
bigger
oye,
and
pasa
better,
esto,
which
y
kind
ya
of
está, no
moves
pasa
them
nada.
to a
Tiene lo
different
suyo, joder.
timeline. And I know we have one of those today.
Yeah, we do. So we have been working quite a lot on like the Deep Dark, the Warden, and the Skulk Sensor, and we're so excited about this, and we know everyone is. And so it got a bit bigger because we really want to do this right and do it with super high quality.
Es verdad, va de
that's also
Creeper.
the reason to that we
Su
moved
chaqueta
it
es un
to the
Creeper.
next update.
Coño,
instead.
¿verdad?
And we're going to talk about the next update at the end of the show,
Yes,
right?
so we're gonna show both some new things from the Deep Dark and some other new things, so that's exciting.
So we'll move the Deep Dark feature set into the next update, which will be after Caves and Cliffs Part 2, and we're going to look at that later in the show.
Eso es
You're
lo que
going to
decía,
get
era
to see some
imposible que
really
lo
cool
guarden,
stuff
lo
from
metieran en la
Brandon.
1.18.
Now,
Imposible.
Henrik and Agnes,
Se va la
you
1.19.
two are working with an awesome team of developers, and this was like
¿Qué es eso?
quite a
Vamos a tener
technical
que generar
challenge. So we
otra
have an
vez un
inside
mundo,
look
tío.
at sort of a lot that went into Caves and Cliffs Part 2.
Yep, let's watch it.
A ver, lo suyo es jugar teniendo ya en cuenta esto, rollo. Si te haces un mundo de la 1.18, construir solamente hacia el norte o hacia una dirección y luego lo demás dejarlo sin tocar.
In the new
Porque
update,
si no.
I've been primarily focusing on creating the mountains and also putting everything together in the new generation of the world. So that's the caves and the mountains and everything in between. When I started this project about a year ago, I knew almost nothing about world generation, and I learned so much, and it's really been a team effort, Java and Bedrock together.
In this update, my role is to bring to life the cave part, and together with our colleague who work on the mountains, we present to you the cliffs and the caves update. One of the inspirations for the caves is the Song Dong's cave systems in Vietnam, because that was one of the largest cave systems in the world. And I feel so proud of it because I came from Vietnam, and we get to use these cave systems in my country and put it into the game. So I felt so proud whenever we think about the caves.
My job is to find what works slow in Minecraft and try to optimize it. The new update changes how the world looks
Da gusto ver sus
a
mesas,
lot,
todo
and
limpia,
it also affects
todo
performance
limpio, todo
quite a
ordenado.
lot. The best part about my job is just finding something which can give a big benefit and then just seeing how FPS improves or how frame time graph looks much better after the change.
I would say the coolest part about my job is
Enseñar
all of
45
the wonderful
FPS como lo
colleagues
nuevo, rollo,
that I
wow.
get to work with.
Gracias.
They really
45,
inspire
se
me,
veía.
teach me, and motivate me to be a better version of myself every day.
We put in a lot of time and effort into this update, and I hope that it will inspire and excite our community.
It feels like it's a whole new game.
What a great team you have!
The best team. And now when we have been working on Caves and Cliffs Part 2, it's been so beautiful to see how everyone collaborated, like all the different roles, like Bedrock developers, Java developers, designers, artists, sound, and so on. So yeah, it's been so good.
It feels like when you get a diverse group of people together in a room like that, even if it's a digital room, I guess, then and all focused on one thing like this, it feels like there's no problem you can't solve. Plus, it's fun.
That's amazing. And then you add our community. They're doing bug tracking. They're just everywhere giving us notes and feedback and telling us what's working. So you add that to an amazing team, and it's really incredible.
We really want actually to highlight everyone that helps us with the public bug tracker we have. So many players report bugs, and then we also have the moderators and helpers, and they help us so much with like categorizing, finding duplicates, asking for additional information, and it's extraordinarily helpful.
We have a really amazing community. Now, you two have been, and actually the whole team has been just kind of sharing images and seeds as you're finding things, and you put together some really awesome worlds for us to look at.
We did.
ganas tengo de esto, tío. Buah.
Tío, esa es la polla, ver esto. Estar picando y contar esta mierda. Es que me cago en Dios.
Musicote, por cierto.
Es la polla la música de Minecraft.
Como una música te puede... Joder, a mí me teletransporta esta música, tío.
Sí.
Wow, they're beautiful.
Yeah, what's interesting about this is when you look at that video, like initially the plan was just big mountains and natural looking cool mountains and caves, but as we started working on it, the scope kind of grew because we realized that we need to change all the terrain to make this all fit together. But once we started seeing that work, and it was so fun to see how the team started realizing that we're really onto something. This is going to be great. And seeing that inspiration spread and then also spread out to our community through the snapshots has been really fun.
Yeah, and we have been playtesting a lot, and we couldn't stop playtesting because
we get distracted
we
all the
just
time.
found so many cool places, and I felt so inspiring, and that's what we want to do with Minecraft. We want to inspire everyone to play Minecraft in their own way, and we really feel that this new world generation inspires you, going on adventure, building, telling stories. So it's very exciting.
That's amazing. And I mean, so you make all these changes, but then obviously we have so many players who've been playing for so long. I mean, the two of you have worlds that are 10 years old. And I just love the approach you took to keeping everything really safe for players who have existing worlds.
Yes, it's very important for us to be respectful to players' worlds. And Minecraft should be a game you can trust, because if you know that it works and it will work for many, many years, then you can spend all this love and time on your Minecraft world. So in Caves and Cliffs Part 2, we have actually done two things mainly to make sure that everything works well. And the first thing is blending. So as you can see in the picture here, to the left, we don't have blending. So then when you update your old world to the new world generation, it would just be an ugly edge. But now, with blending, it's actually all
Porque esto las veces que han cambiado la generación de mundo...
Beautiful. That makes a huge difference. And Henrik, I know the other part you want to show us with your own world.
Yeah. So what happens if you open your old world with a new version of Minecraft? And I took a look at what happens in my old world, which I've had for 10 years, playing with friends and family. And let's take a look. So there it is, all the old stuff we built 10 years ago. But that's what happens when you open the world in 1.18. So it basically generates new caves beneath the old areas. And the idea is to create the illusion that was there the whole time. We just, we just didn't go there until now. And wow, look what I found.
Yeah. Don't look, Henrik. There's so many spoilers there under your world. So many cool things.
I was squinting, okay?
Okay, good.
That's the first thing I'm gonna do when I update is just digging straight down. Well, not straight down actually, but I'm gonna see what's under my base.
That's so cool. I just love that it adds so much to the existing worlds that our players have. And so you're keeping them safe and adding a lot to it.
And that's also an important thing. We don't want to force players to have to pick between just the new or just the old. So we want them to be able to experience both things in the same world.
That's amazing. Throughout the show, we're going to have creator questions, and you two get to have the first one.
All right.
Will Java and Bedrock get Part 2 at the same time?
Yes, the plan is to release this on Java and Bedrock at the same time, and also to ship it with what we call seed parity. And that's, what does that mean? So seed is this name for the magic number that is used to determine how your whole world looks like. So every world is unique, and that's driven by the seed. And when you create a new world, it gets a randomly generated seed. But if you dig that seed up, if you really like what you see, you're like, wow, this world is wonderful, I want to share it with my friends. You can dig up that number and share it with others. And then if they open a new world with that seed, they'll see the same thing. But what's new for this update is that also works between Bedrock and Java.
That's amazing.
So if you create a world in Java and you think it's beautiful, you want to share it with others, anyone who opens the world with that seed, regardless of which edition they're playing, will see essentially almost exactly the same thing.
It's almost identical. And it's a thing in the community, you find a super cool location and you share it, look at this world I found. And before, you couldn't do that with players on the other edition, but now everyone can just share cool places together, and I think that's really nice.
It's really amazing. I mean, when you find these amazing epic things in Caves and Cliffs Part 2, you obviously want to be able to share them. So seed parity is huge. I think everyone's going to be so excited about.
So we're not 100% there yet, but close. It's very similar. Details will be different. But
seed almost parity.
Seed almost parity. That's it.
That's what we're going to call it.
So I know everyone is anxiously, including myself, waiting for this update. When do we get it?
So it's actually almost done. So we're going to release it in a month or two.
That is amazing. Thank you so much, Agnes and Henrik.
Thank you.
No he dicho nada, en un mes o dos ya lo sabíamos, no te jodes.
Near you in 1 to 2 months.
Un mes o dos, y ya lo sabíamos que era en un mes o dos.
Soon there will be another place to play Minecraft. On November 2nd, Minecraft comes to Xbox Game Pass for PC.
Minecraft. It's a game all about togetherness and teamwork. Let's take a look at some of Minecraft's most terrific teams. Zombies and the Drowned. Maybe not the best example. Let's try another. Cobblestone and Mossy Cobblestone. A relationship that's truly rock solid. Oh dear. How about Steve and Creeper?
Sí, será Bedrock seguro, porque tiene que ser compatible con Xbox también.
Not them. Not them either. Ooh, that's gotta hurt. You realize this is going out live, right? If we don't find a great example of Minecraft togetherness soon... What's that, Goat? You've got the best example of togetherness yet. Okay, this better be good. Minecraft Bedrock Edition and Minecraft Java Edition. Finally, coming together for... No, that's not right.
¿Las dos?
Absolutely not. That's the ticket.
¿Cómo?
Minecraft Bedrock Edition and Minecraft Java Edition are
Las
coming
dos,
to
Java
Xbox Game
y
Pass
Bedrock,
for PC.
ambas en el Game Pass.
We debated which edition to add to the
están muy
service
bien.
and decided why not add both. That means Game Pass for PC will be the only way to get Bedrock and Java in one place. Convenient. Perhaps a little too convenient. In any case, starting in November, you can play the original Blockbuster, its cross-play supporting cousin, and a cartload of other games with Game Pass for PC. Excellent point, Goat. Game Pass does have PC games. And personally, I can't wait to play those PC games with my 2 best friends. Ah, the sweet smell of togetherness.
Okay.
Hello, Minecrafters of the world. I'm Vubui, and I'm back yet again to help guide you through this year's incredibly important and potentially life-altering vote. Remember the Phantom? For an amazing mob that will be added to Minecraft. For those of you who haven't been a part of Minecraft Live before, here's how it works. Our developers came up with 3 different mobs that they think could potentially be a great addition to Minecraft for a variety of reasons. But you, the community of Minecraft players around the world, get to decide which one gets further developed and brought into the game in a future update, and which ones will live on only in our hearts as what could have been. Like you, little baby. I'll never forget you. Moving on. The actual winner of last year's intense mob vote was none other than the glow square. If you haven't run into these majestic creatures swimming around under the stars on a clear night, you are really missing out. But that was last year, and this is now. So here's what you live on. We have 3 mobs for you to choose from, and there will be 2 rounds of voting. The first round, of course, will include all 3 mobs, but 1 will get voted out. In the second round, there will only be the 2 remaining mobs, then just 1 winner in the end. As in previous years, the vote will happen on Twitter. So if you don't already have an account, you'll need to quickly make one. And if you do have an account, make sure you're logged in. Then when I tell you it's time to vote, go to the Minecraft Twitter account and check out the live voting poll with all 3 mob options. Pick the one you want to see added to Minecraft and click to cast your vote. That's it. It's like super easy. Well, the clicking part is easy. The choosing part, considerably more difficult. Now that you know what to do, let's go over your options. And who better to talk about our 3 potential new mobs than someone who is tiny in size, but never in heart, the one, the only, Tiny Jens. Hey, Tiny Jens. So, can you help by telling
Oh. What? I can't hear you. Hold on.
Oh.
I'll come up to the surface.
Okay. We'll just wait.
Oi, 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 oi.
Watch it there. Can you hear me now?
Yo quiero ese juego que están enseñando, tío.
I still can't hear you. Hold on. So impatient.
Ooh. A little testy.
Just phew.
Oh, Tiny Jens, you made it. Can you tell our viewers all about this year's mobs?
I'm actually very busy. I lost Tiny Agnes again. I had retraced my steps, and now I have to go all the way back down there.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
But don't worry, don't worry. I know someone who can fill in for me.
Great. Thanks.
¿Qué está pasando, por favor?
Okay. Bye, Tiny Jens. Jens, you're here.
Hi, Boo.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Tiny Jens sent you while he looks for Tiny Agnes once again.
Exactly. It's a tough.
Es muy sueco.
It really is.
Es extra,
Well,
es muy
since
sueco.
you're here, can you please tell everyone all about this year's mobs?
Absolutely. So, as you already mentioned, the team came up with 3 lovely creatures that we believe that players will enjoy interacting with, and they are the Glare, the Lay, and the Copper Golem.
Those all sound really cool.
Absolutely. And to begin with, we have the Glare, which is it's a creature that flies around and doesn't really like dark areas because it knows that in dark areas there might be monsters spawning.
Yes.
So naturally, it goes to those areas and gets really grumpy about it. And that is to bring that player's attention so that the problem can be fixed.
Okay.
And we are thinking about ideas that in certain circumstances, the Glare may even help you light up these areas to solve your monster spawning problems.
The Glare sounds amazing. I'm ready to vote Glare now.
Yes, but then we have the LA, which is also a flying, lovely creature that loves music and
who doesn't?
Nice sounds. And if you give it an item, it will start looking for similar items lying around and bring them to you.
Okay.
And if you also play on a note block, it will drop the items on that location instead.
That's useful.
Yes, and we imagine that players can maybe use this to make the LA help you with, I don't know, sorting items or clearing up areas.
Yeah.
I think there are many possibilities.
Okay, so
tengo de tener 800 de estos
yes,
dando
but
vueltas
then
por
we
mi
have the
base.
Copper Golem.
Uno por cada hoja.
And as the name implies, it's a golem made out of copper, so it's an excellent use for copper. And it will also interact with you, and since it's made out of copper, it will over time oxidize and maybe turn into a statue. But don't worry, you can deoxidize it using an axe, or it actually carries around a lightning rod on its head, so a lightning strike can also deoxidize it.
Wow!
In addition, it loves pressing buttons a little bit randomly, specifically copper buttons.
But it randomly presses.
Yes, so that can also be used in some interesting contraptions, we believe.
That's amazing. So Copper Golem, LA, Glare, all sound good. How do people choose? I think it's going to be quite difficult. But you've given them a lot to think about. So I think people will figure out what they like the most. Well, thank you so much, Jens, for coming by.
Sí, bueno, es bastante inútil.
I have now a creator question for you.
Hola,
soy el 97 de México y tengo unas preguntas para ustedes. Primera pregunta, ¿cómo deciden qué mob poner a votación cada año? Segunda pregunta, ¿cómo se le ocurre al equipo cada nuevo mob? Última pregunta, ¿se basan en los comentarios de la comunidad de fans o es inspiración del equipo?
Okay, those 3 questions I think everyone wants to know the answer of.
Yeah, well, ideas and inspiration can come from many places. Sometimes it just spontaneously appears when you're walking around in the park, or often like you play other games, watching movies, or playing Minecraft. And the community is also a great help. They have so many ideas and they do so many fun things. So we have a lot of ideas to work with, and we need to figure out like which ones do we
Es que me imagino que cortan y es una pregunta que has hecho tú.
And a good way of doing that is actually playing in the game.
Te un vídeo y les envía un vídeo como hacen las stories de Instagram, igual grabado desde abajo, tomar. Ey.
I lost my train of thought.
There's so many different ways that these ideas come. And that's really exciting to hear. So when the community votes on a mob today, that mob is going to move forward towards being in Minecraft. Like, how finished already is that mob? Or is there a lot of work to do?
Well, of course, we have the big concept that we wanted to do, but once we have the mob in the game and see how it interacts with the areas and other mobs and items, that's when you kind of find the last magic little details to make it really great.
I like hearing about the last magic details. Well, thanks, Jens. You've given everyone a lot to think about. All right, now you know what your options are. And if you already knew, you know a little more about them. Soon, I'll let you know when the first voting round goes live. For now, let's take a look at something pretty fantastic coming to Minecraft that you don't even have to vote on. Earlier this week, Lydia spoke with Fanny and Quinn from our awesome creator team over in Redmond to get a first look at some interesting things they've been working on.
Each year, we show you some of the cool new things made by our creators for Minecraft Marketplace. This year, we're going to do that and show you how to start creating Minecraft things yourself. I finally made my first mob. It's very weird. Fanny and Quinn are here to tell us all about how we can all become creators. Hi, Fanny and Quinn.
Hello, Lydia.
Hey, Lydia.
It's so great to be here, like just so exciting to talk about our creators, and what a better place to do it than surrounded by the art that they have created.
I know. I walked onto the set and I was like, oh my God, those are Jollycraft skins. Those are Cupcake Brianna. That's Cos Studios. It was so cool just seeing all of their skins and worlds and concepts all on the wall.
They are really amazing. I mean, the creativity from our creators, those names, that makes sense now. It's just mind-blowing. Before we get too far in, though, we should probably explain to everyone what is a creator?
Yeah, of course. So a creator is really anybody who makes anything in Minecraft, whether you're doing skins, textures, worlds, terraforming, UI, and even for me, like people that are making mods and add-ons and that kind of more developer type, those are creators too.
Definitely. For me, the way that I always like to think about it is that a creator is anyone that makes something in Minecraft and then shares it with someone else. And that can be like little Mac sharing it with their friends at school, or that could be a team of creators that sell something in the marketplace. And then everything in between, right? And our mission really is to empower all of them to make whatever their imagination is telling them to do. We want to really give you all the means, documentation, tools to be able to do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, it's just such a cool thing to be able to work on that everybody can be a creator.
That is so cool. And Fanny, you mentioned tools. I think it's so interesting. Your team is actually building things that creators use to build things on top of. Like, what is your favorite tool that you've made?
Oh God, that is such a hard question. We have so many, but I'm going to be a little bit selfish for a second and just pick one that I worked on recently. Like as a manager, I rarely get the chance to actually write code, which I love doing. And this time we had a game jam, and I actually picked a creator community request, which is like implement a damage command that will help you like do cool effects with other mobs. And I just worked with a designer and we created this together. And I'm so excited to know that the team is actually now taking my code and is going to ship it for real. Very excited about that.
Yeah, that was just so cool that you're able to do something just in a game jam, and then it turns into something real that our creators can use. For me, my favorite is the structure animation. Last year, we shipped a map called Suburbia by Jiggerbob that is basically this world that you can manage your city, create plots for commercial, residential, balance your economy. And every single time you place one of those plots, it animates layer by layer by layer, adding just this immersiveness and polish to the map that just makes it, I don't know, above and beyond.
That's so cool. I mean, so many of our creators are using the innovative tools that you've made to just expand what they're working on, and we have some awesome examples of that.
Y cree o se gaste los coins.
¿Qué cojones?
Es que en Bedrock se puede hacer de todo, tío. Cuando yo me compré el Minecraft de la Switch, te venía con skins y mapas de Mario y tenían animaciones y sonidos y no sé qué.
Como que en Bedrock se puede aplaudir. Qué hijos de puta.
Ah, sí, hay animaciones de esas, sí. Y bailes y no sé qué. Hay un mod en Java que puedes tener lo mismo.
I love how many examples there were of
Mira,
creators
se me hace muy raro.
using those tools in
no
all
es el juego al
different
que juego
ways.
yo. No sé.
What's that
no
like
tiene nada
for
que
you
ver,
to see, Fanny,
Es
when
tan
your
diferente,
team, you've all been working on making those things for our creators?
It's definitely one of my favorite parts of like working with creators. You just give them one tool or two and they will make these crazy, amazing things. Like many times I see their creation, I'm like, how did they even do that? Like I know they're using our tools, but I don't know how they did that. It's so crazy.
It's mind-blowing sometimes just what they're able to do with just the small little things that we give them.
That's really, really cool. And we have a creator question for the two of you.
Hey everyone, I'm EYStream, a Minecraft YouTuber, and I've got a question for you. Are these awesome features just for people who have experienced in modding or creating
Creo que es
content?
imposible,
Es que me está dando toda la puta ansiedad verle, o sea, por favor, basta.
How do people learn more about these features?
¿Qué ha sido esto?
It's such
O sea,
a great
¿qué
question.
le
because
pasa?
these
Vaya al
are
médico.
they're
que-
just for advanced modders or people that have been in the community for a long time. We actually just launched a new website we call Learning Portal. It's on minecraft.net/creator, and on that site it basically links out to all of our resources to how to learn how to become a creator, learn how Minecraft content creation works. It also links out to our brand new documentation site that allows you to just go super deep into learning the components and learning entities. And then the coolest thing that we added, which is how we made our mobs, is we use the Minecraft entity wizard, which is created by Yanis, and it's a Blockbench plugin that allows like super easy creation of mobs that you can add to your own Minecraft game.
Hello everyone, my name is Yanis. I'm a software developer and Minecraft content creator. In 2017 I started to create my own 3D modeling program called Blockbench. The program is all about creating boxy pixely models, which makes it perfect for the Minecraft art style. Today Blockbench supports many Minecraft formats, ranging from Bedrock Edition add-ons to Java Edition resource packs and mods. The program is used by Minecraft creators all around the world to create models, animations and player skins. Almost all 3D models you see on the Minecraft marketplace were made in Blockbench. And it was even used to design some of the new vanilla mobs, such as the goat and the axolotl. This summer I've collaborated with Mojang to create a new plugin for Blockbench. The plugin makes it super easy to get started with add-on creation, by generating everything you need for a custom entity in just a few clicks. I'm going to demonstrate the process by making a simple grizzly bear. To install the plugin, I'm heading to File, Plugins, Available, search for the Minecraft Entity Wizard, and press install. That brings up this handy shortcut on the start screen. Let's go! I'm going to pick a preset that looks similar to the grizzly, like this polar bear, and I'll use the same for the behavior. Okay, now the add-on is created on your computer. Now let's start customizing our model using Blockbench. For this example, because we already have a bear model, I'm just going to recolor the model. Of course you could also change the whole model to turn it into something entirely different, like this butterfly that I made, and is based on the vanilla bat. Okay, this looks good. Now I'm going to press save and switch over to Minecraft. I can find our new grizzly bear pack in the behavior pack section and simply enable it. This will automatically enable the resource pack as well. Now let's check out the entity in-game. I just need to grab a spawn egg from the inventory and use it. And here's our grizzly bear. Have fun creating. It's free and works on all platforms.
Skin, ¿eh?
En verdad está guapo y parece sencillito.
Sí, no, sí.
I already told
Parece
you all
ultra
that
fácil.
I
Para
made a
empezar,
mob,
o sea,
but
rollo, empiezas
actually
haciendo
all
esto y
three
vas
of us
aprendiendo
made
y tal.
mobs
Sí, luego
because we
luego vas
wanted
escalando
to
más.
showcase that
Pues simplemente resquinear
anyone
cosas.
can be a creator. So, Fanny, tell us about your adorable mob that you made.
Thank you. Yes, I was so excited to know that Blockbench was a thing because I immediately thought I need to add my dogs to Minecraft. I really, really love them. And I was just so excited. Like, Blockbench made it very easy for me to just obsess over every single detail. Like, every pixel was like, does that look like my dog? And then I also modified the geometry, especially the tails, to look like the exact twist that my dogs have. I really obsessed a lot. And I was very happy, especially when I was able to add my own animation. I'm definitely not an art person, and I just made it so that it like wiggles their tail when they're sitting. I was just so happy to be able to do that.
They turned out so good. I thought it was super cute that you're able to get both of them in there.
Thank you.
So me being kind of born in the Pacific Northwest, outdoorsy. I mean, I'm wearing flannel on the stage. I wanted to kind of pull something from that nature. So I made Evelyn Evergreen. She's this kind of cute little evergreen tree that you maybe see, walking around the deep forest. Kind of fantasy-driven.
Super random.
Es clipo de las cebollas, ¿qué cojones?
Y bueno,
just to add something, kind of cute and cool in the forest.
Un bicho asqueroso.
Qué bonitos tus perros. Yo es que mira, estaba tronchadísimo de fumarme 15 porros, estaba tirando el sofá y te da el puto clipo de las cebollas.
No te lo vas a creer.
I went in totally different direction from the two of you. I know, Quinn, you built your mob from
pero qué
scratch.
cojones ha sido eso.
Fanny, you built yours on top of a wolf. I built mine on top of something. I did not animate. I just wanted to do the beginner's course of Blockbench. And so I made something very near and dear to my Florida heart with a twist, which is what I'm calling an alolotl, an axolotl, and an alligator.
Looks kind of like a little dragon.
It does look like a little dragon. It's a pretty good mashup there. I think it's great.
Muñeco ese que te muerde.
Yeah, I thought an alligator and an axolotl would be super innovative when added together, but it does just look like a dragon. But I'm okay with that because I am a creator now based on your definition, because I made that and I showed it to all of you, which seeing something that you make in a game that you've played, for me for 11 years, it was amazing.
It is so rewarding, really, to be able to just do that. So we encourage you all to try it. Like, if someone that, paint is the only skill that I have, I know everyone can do it. So please go install Blockbench and try it out. Like, we would be so incredibly proud to just see everything that you can build. We would love to see it.
Yeah, it's available on all the platforms, and just, post them on Twitter, post them on wherever you do, and, we'll probably run across some of those, and we love seeing them.
Oh, I can't wait to see what everyone else creates. And I mean, I think that our mobs are definitely ready for the mob vote next year. So we don't even have to work on anything else. These three are perfect. I'm going to have to talk to the team about that. So we're not professional creators, obviously.
Si votáramos estos tres, ¿cómo ganaría el segundo?
But Quinn, you get to work with people who, this is their full-time job, making Minecraft content for Marketplace. What is that like?
It's something that I'm just immensely proud of. Like, being able to see so many people engage in the marketplace and allow creators to become full-time Minecraft content creators as their careers. I mean, I think it's incredible too, because the marketplace doesn't just support these huge studios, but we also have really small independent creators that make just texture packs, or like Charloquin Schematics, that's just a family on the West Coast that makes their own worlds. And the fact that the marketplace can support all of them and make it their full-time jobs is something that is just so cool.
There's so much new content that our creators have made that we put together a video with some of our favorites from this past year.
It almost feels like a dream that I'm making a living, making content for the marketplace. It is the best job that I could possibly ask for.
Es otro juego, ¿eh? Nosotros no jugamos a esto.
Sí, completamente. Es una cosa que no sé.
We just got to see some amazing reactions from the fans, and people love the map, and that's just so heartwarming and lovely to see, and it really does put a smile on our faces.
También las capas de no entender nada, a mí esto me resulta raro, pero a su vez lo veo y digo, está guapo, ¿sabes? Es decir, lo puedo entender. Pero luego veo lo de que haya peña jugando Roblox, que te pintas esto, pero es feo.
No, sí, claro, el Roblox es un poco esto, es hacer juegos y minijuegos dentro
Pero muchísimo más feo. Esto es cuco al menos, yo qué sé. Y ahí sí que ya no entiendo nada. O sea, cada vez hay más capas de no saber qué está pasando.
Community that's been built up around it. There's so many amazing creative people, and it's been a privilege to be able to meet and work with so many of them.
Mira el Sony. Venga, por Dios, enséñate algo nuevo.
The end of podium in the middle. Oh no!
Yo fui a la Minecon de 2012 de París.
Wow.
Eso es un poco como cuando ves ahora imágenes de la season, del mundial de la Season 2,
sí.
por ejemplo.
The update Aquatic. Village and Pillage.
Seriously, like, I'm so excited.
Bees! Bees! Let's look at some bees.
To finally have a Nether update. Holiday update will have the cats, pandas, bamboo and scaffolding.
Caves and cliffs update.
David Niesagen.
I am the one that gets to decide how difficult
Hostia, ahora van a hablar
the
del
bosses are.
Minecraft Dungeon seguro, tío. Me cago en la puta.
The results of the first vote are
¡El japonés! Soy muy fan del japonés, tío. Joder, cómo disfruté con el japonés el día que salió.
It's the glow squid. This is your chance to
Taiga, que no lo han hecho nunca. No lo han cambiado.
What should I do now? Moppy!
10 years ago, I stepped on the Minecon stage for the first time. I still get nervous and excited every single time I'm on this stage, but mostly I feel incredibly honored to be in front of you. I hope what you see and feel from each of us at Mojang Studios is our passion for Minecraft and our gratitude to all of you in our amazing community. Okay, now before I get even more sappy than I was, let's head over to Vu and hear more about the adorable mobs that you must pick between.
Por favor y gracias.
Venga, así que vamos a hacer la votación.
Amigo, here we go. It's almost time to vote. Before we do, though, let's take a quick look at your choices once more. We have the Glare, a mob that lets players know when they're in an area that's dark enough for monsters. You can bring it with you, and it will fly to dark areas. When it gets grumpy, you'll know that it's dark enough for monsters to spawn. Then there's the Allay. If you give it an item, it will collect matching ones for you. It also loves music, so if there's a note block nearby, that's where we'll drop these items for you. And finally, the Copper Golem, a little golem that you yourself can make out of copper. They oxidize over time and will eventually freeze into statues. They love spending their time randomly pressing copper buttons, which would also be added to the game if the copper golem wins the vote. So those are your choices, and they're all so amazing. How will you choose? Jens gave us a lot to think about, and now you need to decide which mob you think you'd enjoy the most during your time playing Minecraft.
El Alay es un esclavo para granjas, los demás son una costa.
But choose your favorite and go vote for it
Pues son una
now.
costa los tres,
Yes,
pero el Alay es el
that's
menos
right.
costa.
The poll is now open. To cast your vote, make sure you're logged into your
Ahora hago
Twitter
retweet al
account.
tweet cuando
Go
lo
to the
pongan.
Minecraft Twitter account and find the
Es que
freshly
igual si es un
launched
arbusto
poll
que se va
with
moviendo y va
all
volando y
three
brilla un
choices.
poquito, igual es muy
Don't
bonito, pero vamos.
forget to click on the mob you
Mira,
most
esta
want to
taza
play
puesta,
Minecraft
pero-
with. You can do it
Ya
right
está el
now.
tweet.
After the first
le hago
round of
retweet,
votes,
¿vale?
I'll check back in with you so we can open the final round.
Greetings. My
Ya le he
name
hecho
is
retweet.
Narrator, and I'm the star of the Minecraft YouTube channel.
And I'm Marilla. I'm
Madre de
the
Dios.
actual star of the Minecraft YouTube channel.
We're here to tell you about all the excellent shows you can watch on our channel. Subscribe tomorrow.
Don't you mean subscribe today?
No.
Madre mía, el tweet lo acaban de poner y tiene 13.000 retweets ya.
What even is Minecraft?
These are just some of the questions you can ask our studio's brightest minds on Ask Mojang.
We've actually received a question for us just now. Do you think
372.000 votos ya, y acaban de ponerlo, tío.
Nadie vota al pobre
Literally
Galare,
no
pero
one
bueno.
thinks that.
Bueno,
Well,
mientras no gane el
I
golem.
did. Until I started watching this informative series that goes behind the blocks of every part of Minecraft Dungeons development.
Do they show the
Madre de
footage of
Dios.
you tearfully begging to be put in the game?
Maybe in Series 3.
Meet a Minecrafter interviews some of the most incredible members of the Minecraft community.
They asked me to appear on it, but I was too busy being young and cool and attractive and not lying.
Okay.
With so much happening in the world of Minecraft, it can be easy to lose track. I myself only recently learned that blocks have been added to the game.
Subscribe to our channel and you'll be the first to see our announcements, trailers for new updates, upcoming games, and the exciting future of Minecraft.
Are you sure that's the right footage? Finally! This is our peerless show that tells you Minecraft's most scandalous secrets. Every month, we...
We're out of time. Bye!
Oh, we're not. We still have a few seconds left.
Have a great Minecraft Live, everyone.
No! Don't
Mira,
forget
este show
to
le
subscribe to the
sobra
channel and only watch my...
el 90%.
Le sobra el show.
Joder. 819.000 votos. Madre de Dios.
Now let's welcome Laura
Qué
to talk
barbaridad.
all about Minecraft Dungeons.
Ya, porque
Hi, Laura.
tiene ahí por cada 300.
So
Sí
you
que dura
have a
poco la
pretty
encuesta,
cool
¿no?
job at Mojang Studios.
Porque ahora de los dos que ganen habrá otra. Es que sale ahora, o sea, hoy en 3 minutos que
But I'm
subiré
the lead
votos el que
designer
gana ya.
of Minecraft Dungeons,
Ah.
and that
O
means
sea, son
that
10
I
minutos y la
get to
siguiente será
decide
entre
a
los
lot
dos
of
ganadores, 10
small
minutos otra vez y
things
se
and
elige uno y ya
details
está.
and bring a lot of ideas to the table, so hopefully make the game a bit better.
That does sound cool.
Yeah.
You and the Dungeons team have been working so hard recently, and
Oh,
you've
yeah.
recently had a couple of really cool releases.
Yeah, it's been crazy. We recently released to Steam, and I did something that they never recommend you to do, but I did it anyway, and I read the reviews, and yeah.
That's dangerous.
Yeah, it was, but it was so positive. It was so full of excitement and love for the game, and yeah, we were so proud to see how much the community loves it. So yeah, we were very happy. And also this week,
¿Ha mejorado el
we've
Minecraft
released the
Dungeons
Spookier
o sigue
Fall
igual? Porque
update,
yo jugué de salida y
which
no sé qué
brings
tal está
back a
ahora.
lot of spooky modifiers to the game, gear, a new cape, a new pet,
Yo juego- no, lo
and
juego
there's
con
my new favorite
Estuvo guay, no,
armor,
no te
which
acabas.
has a spoon steering in your head.
I love that one.
Yeah, it's lovely. I like it so much.
It's a lot of fun to stare at while you're playing, but it might distract you.
Va a ganar el Alay porque es que, es verdad, ya tiene 51%. Es que aunque haya segunda votación y voten el 100% de los Glarer Copper, yo quiero que gane el de Copper por un motivo. Porque si ponen al Alay, podemos olvidarnos de filtros de verdad para siempre.
Hostias.
Porque van a pretender que esos sean los filtros. Es que estoy seguro. Rollo, ya tenéis filtros. Y eso es lo que me da miedo. Pero invento yo. Bueno, conozco a Mojang. Recuerdo que llevamos 5 años esperando la actualización de Taiga, que prometieron en una Minecraft, en una Minecon. Bueno, votad lo que os dé la gana, a mí me la suda, realmente. Son como niveles de leyenda, creo que van a poner, ¿eh? Igual tendría que volver a jugar.
Que más AP ponía, ¿eh? Vamos al LOL.
El LOL.
Estaba subiendo a pesa, gente, tío. Ay.
Me apetece unos emotes, ¿eh? Mira eso. $1.079.000 votos.
Se llega al millón en 4 minutos.
Pues la peli de Minecraft, no me acuerdo quién tenía de director, pero
is so exciting.
La peli,
Yeah,
o sea,
I love that trailer so much. It has so many details.
no sé.
So there's a lot
Lo que me flipa es que
going on
Microsoft
in
no
that
haya
video
hecho un
and
parque de
a lot to
atracciones
talk
de
about,
Minecraft
but
en la
why
vida
don't we
real
start
como ha hecho
now that
Nintendo con el de
DLC is
Mario.
done?
Me flipa porque es
What are
es
seasonal
que es un
adventures?
win-win para todo el mundo.
Yeah, now that we are over with the story of the Orb of Dominance, we sat together with our friends at Double 11 and we started
Pero sí,
working
por favor,
on
Zack
seasonal
Snyder,
adventures, which
que
are
dirija
a
Minecraft,
new
por
way
favor.
for the player to progress through the game and increase in ranks, gather points, and hopefully get cool rewards at the end.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
So how long do they last?
Right. Seasonal adventures, although the name is seasonal, will be infinite technically.
Okay.
So, for instance, say we release seasonal adventure number 2, you will always be able to go back to seasonal adventure number 1, gather some rewards there, go back to number 2, gather some rewards there. So it's a bit up to you what you decide to do with it.
That's amazing. So it just lasts forever. You get the new content and you still have the old content.
All the content.
And speaking of content, what are some of these new things that players can unlock?
Right, yeah, we added tons of new rewards that are completely new to the Minecraft universe, some old, some new. We have tons of new pets. We have things like the duck and the fox, and I am so in love with all of them. We have flares, which are new VFX that you can apply to your character, so whenever you drink a potion or you beat an enemy, you get to show off a little bit and get some shininess there. Also, we got in some emotes, which are these little dances or little expressions you can do with your character.
Show off a little.
Yeah, exactly, and have some fun with your friends. Why not, like we see here, having a party. Also, we added tons of new capes, because everyone loves capes.
They do.
And tons of new skins, just in case we were missing
That's a lot of skins.
Yeah, that's a ton of skins, yes.
Well, now we have a question from a Minecraft creator.
Right.
Hey, Strawberry17 here, and I have a question. Will there be free content included as a part of seasonal adventures?
The answer is yes. We always try to make sure there's content for everyone, regardless. So for seasonal adventures, there'll always be a free track and a track you can pay for. So there'll be different rewards in each, and you'll be able to get whichever you want at any
Battle
time.
Pass en
So
Minecraft
yeah,
Dungeons.
we wanted to
Perfecto.
cater everyone.
That's great. So how do you earn rewards?
Right. You will be able to get adventure points all throughout the game, meaning that doing the regular stuff you do, you'll get them. Like, say you beat a daily trial. At the end of the daily trial, you get adventure points. Also, we implemented new weekly challenges. So we'll ask you, like, this week, if you beat 100 zombies, you'll get extra adventure points.
That's a lot of zombies.
Yeah, but people do it so fast. I'm also impressed. And also, the best way to get adventure points is in the tower.
Okay, the tower, which we have not spoken about yet.
No.
So what is the tower?
The tower is another free single-player feature that we've added to camp. So you'll be able to see this gigantic tower in the camp. I love how it turned out. And it is a space with 30 different floors, each floor harder than the one before. And you'll get to fight in arena mobs. You'll get to fight bosses. You'll get to meet some new tower inhabitants. And yeah, hopefully explore around and be able to test your skill. So you will start with a completely blank character from the bottom, and you'll be able to find new gear as you progress.
Okay.
So yeah, the floors get more difficult, your character gets stronger, and you can test your skill.
That sounds really fun. So let's take a look at some live gameplay of the tower right now. And for that, we have JP. Hi, JP.
Hello. How do you like my throne?
I think you stole that throne from the Arch-Illager.
I think he stole it from me.
Looking
so my stuff. Let's go loot the tower.
Nice.
So what are we seeing here, Laura?
Right, so we prepared some special floors to showcase here. So this is an example of a very early floor in the tower. So you see JP's tower avatar has very little amount of gear. And yeah, you'll always have the context that you're high up in the tower, right?
So cool.
Yeah. We also wanted to make sure that the tower was this whimsical, magical space. So yeah, we have a boat, we have a river, why not? So you'll be able to find a ton of magical spaces and new characters to meet. So yeah, this level is quite easy, as you can see, since it's very early on.
Yeah, JP's doing really well.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and we can see a sneak peek up there in that balcony. That's our tower keeper.
Very cool.
Yeah, that's a character that will
Toda la torre es como un roguelike.
Yeah, will
con cosas aleatorias y ya está.
Wow, JP did really well.
Yeah,
Maybe it was
siempre el año pasado hicieron lo mismo, dejaron la de la actualización nueva para el final. Tío.
Each of these levels generates itself,
para que lo tuvieras que ver
you
entero.
can come back for up to 2 weeks and replay the same thing.
Right, yeah, our tower runs will be seated. And they will change every 2 weeks, meaning that for 2 weeks, you'll be able to learn what happens in every floor. So say I reach floor 5 and I get defeated at floor 5. So then next time around, I'll remember, I should have chosen a different weapon, and then I bet I could have done it. So yeah, you can share those tips with your friends, and you can learn together how to go through the tower.
Yeah, practice and get better.
Exactly.
All right, let's give JP a real challenge now.
Right.
We're going to go up the tower to a much higher floor.
Right.
You ready, JP?
Let's do it.
Right, so here we've prepared a sample of what a harder floor
Te lo vas a perder,
looks like. So we try to add new exciting combinations of mobs that we've never had before. So JP is right now fighting jungle mobs, but there'll be ice mob together.
Al principio han enseñado de las montañas y eso. Y han dicho que ya sabíamos que va a salir en uno o 2 meses. Pero tienen que enseñar la siguiente actualización.
We also will have tower guards,
que yo supongo que será lo de
extremely bulky guards. We even have a guest in the mix. And JP is getting
Pues montañas y tal ya lo han dicho todo.
So
claro, no, si es que de montañas y eso, como ya hay snapshots, ya han dicho básicamente que sale en 1 o 2 meses. Al final el Warden y eso no sale en esta actualización, lo han dicho. Porque no les da tiempo.
Yes, it is.
JP's not doing so good right now.
La arqueología, el año pasado, la arqueología la dijeron, la abandonaron.
That was a valiant attempt.
O sea, a ver qué dice.
Really good.
That was so good.
So, you've talked about so many new things, but when will people get to see them?
Right. We'll get to see them. Hopefully everyone will get to play in December.
December.
So very, very soon.
That is very soon. Thank you so much, Laura, for coming by. This is all very exciting.
Thank you for having me.
Let's take one last look at some gameplay from the tower.
Venga ya, pesados, tío. Este juego tiene que funcionar porque el Minecraft Earth lo cerraron. Que era el Pokémon Go de Minecraft. En un año lo cerraron. Y este continúa, o sea...
Sabía que había un Minecraft.
Once again, our friends at Element Animation have made us something to enjoy.
Pues era como el Pokémon GO, tenías que ir por ahí andando y pillabas recursos y construías junto con gente, metías recursos y entre todos construías cosas y eso. Y cerró en un año.
Try not to get this one stuck in your head all week. I only say this because it's been stuck in mine.
Hey, you two! Have you discovered all the features in Part 1 of the Caves and Cliffs update?
Well, there's brand new colored candles and the lichen makes rocks glow. You'll find some amethyst if you look inside a geode. The buds grow into clusters, then you get shards when they're mined.
Esto es lo que ya está.
Sí, ¿no?
These are just a few of all the things there are to find, like jump across some drift leaves, make your paths from these. Spending too much time in powder snow will make you freeze. You can find raw copper, smelt some ingots into
Ya justo para la canción.
Mi momento favorito, no me voy a perder nunca esto.
Copper oxidizes, but to stop it, make it wax. Craft your raw ores into raw blocks if you've got too many stacks. You can find axolotls in the water underground. Put them in your bucket, you can carry them around. There's glow squids way down here, they fill their caves with light. Make a sign using their ink, make the glow frame super bright. There's dripstone blocks and deep slate versions of the ores. There's so many things here to explore, and there's so much more.
So much more.
Guapa la canción.
Oh, well, it's been quite the turnout for our first round of mob voting. You have made your decision, and now one mob must go. We have the Glare, the Allay, and the Copper Golem. But you, the community, have spoken, and now one mob must leave the race. And that mob is the Glare. So that still leaves two amazing mobs to choose from. Which one do you want? Will it be the Allay or the Copper Golem? How do you see yourself playing and interacting with them in the future? Which one will make your game life easier or more fun? Or like the Year of the Phantom, way more terrifying? Don't worry about what anyone else wants. This is all about you and how you want to play Minecraft. But make your decision quickly because it's time to vote again. There's a brand new poll just posted to the
Solo vale para que te quedes AFK, te mueras.
with
Ya
only
está.
these two
Es todo lo que
mob
hace.
finalists
Porque es
to
lo típico
choose
de que
from.
siempre te pasa que dices,
Make sure
estás por ahí fuera y
you're
dices,
logged onto
fuck, no he
Twitter
dormido,
and click
tío.
the mob
Alguien
you
puede
just
dormir, por
can't
favor.
wait to spend your days
es
and nights
asqueroso.
with in the game. Your vote really counts, so don't miss out on your chance to change
Ha puesto la siguiente
Minecraft.
votación ya.
I know who I'm going
Sí,
to
ya
vote
está la
for,
final.
and I
De la
think
lista de
I
mierda no
can
he
see
dicho nada de
Jens
cómo
voting right now.
spawnea ni
Nada.
hostias, ¿no?
No se sabe nada más.
Okay, so I know this will come as a surprise to pretty much all of you, but I definitely didn't love everything about school. Maybe that would have been different if I had Minecraft in my classes. Minecraft Education Edition is available for schools, homeschools, and after-school programs. You can explore awesome education content in Minecraft Marketplace. Learn about everything from sustainability to ancient worlds, even how to speak new languages, all in Minecraft. The coolest part is seeing how with Minecraft, the students often become the teachers. When I tried becoming the teacher in my 5th grade science class, well, let's just say it wasn't appreciated. But anyway, let's take a look at how Minecraft is being used in classrooms around the world by kids who didn't get in trouble just for telling everyone that homework was canceled forever.
Young people all over the world are using Minecraft to explore issues that matter like social justice, climate change, and indigenous rights.
Sí, era raro, ha sido raro, ¿eh?
Ha sido extraño, o sea, no sé, había algo ahí.
Take a look at what these girls built.
Es la versión de educación que se usa en
They
colegios.
thought about clean energy and inclusive design.
An interesting fact about our building
En el futuro no hay FPS.
¿La universidad irá más FPS o cómo para?
Students in India and Malaysia
Por desgracia, en el futuro no hay
translated ancient
FPS.
myths into Minecraft worlds.
Under the guidance of my educator Kamal ma'am, I would like to present to you an indigenous tale, Chiri and Ka, from Punjab, the land of 5 rivers.
In Canada, Australia, and New Zealand, classrooms are using Minecraft to explore indigenous cultures. And they're not just building blocks, they're building super useful skills. Games like Minecraft prepare you for the future, teaching us how to work together, solve problems, and even write code.
Normally in school, it's like, here's this, do this, off you go. But now it's like, blank schedule. Minecraft, yes please.
This summer, students imagined a greener New York City in an epic citywide esports battle.
I don't know about you, but I wish I had this in school. I think I would have been all over this.
Oh, absolutely.
Kids in Wales designed more sustainable rugby stadiums. Teams of students built turtle habitats and wind farms. And in Slovakia, young people imagined a bee sanctuary in Minecraft.
During this build, I learned that bees do this thing called swarming.
We can live more sustainably, we can treat one another better, and can we all agree that learning
Esta
should
granja es muy
always
poco
be fun?
eficiente, suspendido.
O sea, no sé.
Es el profesor, rollo. ¿Cuánto generas por hora?
Aparte es que ¿cómo recupera luego estas las botellas? O sea, ¿has pensado en el sistema para que sea automático? ¿Tú eres tonto? ¿Qué te pasa?
Suspendido. A verte vídeos de Nembon y de Irmango, crack.
Now it's the big moment. Let's talk to Agnes about the next update. Welcome back, Agnes.
Ya está guapo.
How's the show felt for you?
Super good. Like, I think it's a really fun show, and also
Que van a hablar de la nueva actualización. Hazme
vale, está para.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm feeling quite nostalgic since this is number 10, and I have to say, I was the 7th employee, the first woman on the team, and when I see you leading Minecraft, I just feel so excited about where we're going.
Thank you. That was very sweet of you. And of course, we managed that lead it together. But I'm like the creative lead, and I'm super happy about that. But it feels quite surreal because I also used to be a Minecraft player and love this game, and it's I'm very happy and lucky to be here.
Yes, I think we all feel that way, and it's so cool having so many people on the team who play and love it and care about it, and like we all feel like, I mean, we are part of the community too.
Yes, we definitely are.
And now, Agnes, you are going to reveal to us what the next update is.
Yes. Okay, so the next update is called the Wild Update.
Me dice poco por ahora.
The Wild Update sounds very, very intriguing. So what does it include?
¿Te imaginas?
So, the word wild means like two things for us. So the first thing is like beautiful nature, and the second thing is like really scary challenges and adventures.
Oh, that sounds awesome. And so what we're going to do is we're going to have some of our gameplay designers come and tell us more about specific things about the Wild Update, because there's these different parts to it. And we have the first one here, which is our
Si hacen esto tienen que mejorar biomas.
Brandon.
Y si fijáis, el Wild salía como si fuera
Brandon,
un slime.
welcome.
O sea que igual es pantanos por ahí.
So we've moved the Deep Dark into this update. Can you talk to us more about why?
Yes, I mean, one of the biggest things about the Deep Dark and the Warden and the Skulk is that it's just expanded, it's gotten bigger, and we really wanted to make sure that we did this right and that we didn't just rush it. That includes even unique loot inside the Deep Dark as well. And yeah, we also want to make sure that let's actually look at some of the new things that we have in it right now, which is the ancient cities.
That's awesome. I can't wait. Oh, wow.
Tías, está guapo.
Se ha visto un bloque diferente, ¿eh? Uf.
Joder, de lo que se ve la cabeza esto es un viaje.
Sí, lo han mejorado mucho.
Es como el Stronghold sin ser una puta mierda, ¿ves?
Sí, me parece los del Nether, ¿cómo se llaman? ¿Dónde están los cerdos del Nether?
Sí, los bastiones.
Un poco eso también, un poco
más. Además el rollo de que tengas que ir con cuidado de escapar del bicho o lo que sea, de que no te oiga. Puede estar guapo. Puede estar bastante guapo esto.
¿Verdad el pico? Porque el pico... Ya veía el pico raro, tío. No es de nederite. Pero lo veía raro, como rosa, es verdad.
Igual está sin encantar.
Wow, it's like both
Ha dicho que va a haber
beautiful
loot
and
único aquí
terrifying
dentro, o
at
sea
the
que...
same. Like I have so
Está
many
bastante
emotions
guapo.
when I look at that deep dark biome.
Yes, I mean, we really didn't want the deep dark biome to just be, you know, caves or just skulks spread around. We wanted it to add a bit more mystery to it. And, you know, there's this ancient city, and what is it doing there? We're not going to tell the players. We're just going to let them go throughout and explore and see what they come to. And there's even this, like, ancient structure in the middle of every single city, and it's got something interesting about it that you're going to have to explore in game.
It's really cool. I like. It feels like a place you want to explore.
Yes, I love that it really deepens the mystery of Minecraft. Like Minecraft is all about player stories, and Deep Dark definitely inspires the storytelling, I think.
That's so cool. And so last year you showed us the Skulk sensor, but I know you've been working on it. A little Skulk family? It's a Skulk family? Like,
is it that
yeah, maybe they're not so cute.
They're not so friendly, no. Yeah, last year we focused a lot on the Skulk sensor, but since then we've kind of been trying to figure out what do all the different blocks in the Skulk family do. And one of them actually is something called a Skulk catalyst. And the main thing about the Skulk catalyst is it's actually what causes the Skulk to spread. As you can see here, whenever a mob dies, such as a zombie, near the Skulk catalyst, it actually spreads Skulk underneath it. And the amount is based on how much XP that zombie would have dropped.
Wow.
So, you know, the Deep Dark, it's kind of overgrown with all these Skulk blocks, so that means that lots of mobs must have died there.
Buah, con esto te puedes hacer una granja que flipas.
Sí, te pones un grinder o lo que sea y te pones
and as
morado.
you can see here, when you mine some of
Cambia
the
el bloque
Skulk
completamente.
blocks, you actually get enchanting points.
Es como lo vemos.
Yes, and of course, if you still want to
Pero no
get
se puede
some of the
mover.
blocks for
Ah, no, sí,
decoration
sí,
or
sí.
something, you can just use a
Tía,
silk
recuperas experiencia.
Si te lo cargas,
Then
es como un
we have the
spawner en
Skulk
parte.
Shrieker.
Sí.
So when this block
Absorbe experiencia.
it's gonna give that really scary shriek sound that you heard now.
Bueno.
And it also gives this darkness effect, so it's like pulsating darkness.
Está guapo, tío. Es que esto, con el bicho ese siguiéndote tal, con el malo tiene que estar
Wow,
guapo.
okay, definitely not a friendly family.
No.
And I will say to our younger viewers, in a minute we're gonna show you a clip that's a little scarier. But I mean, Brandon, those have so many things that players can do with them. Like,
Yeah.
what do you imagine them doing?
I think the Skulk Catalyst is going to be really interesting because, you know, when you could create a mob farm with it, like through the tech community. Usually when a mob dies, it doesn't drop XP unless you, the player, actually kills it. So with this, you might be able to create some sort of XP farm.
Ooh.
There's lots of opportunities.
And you can build like
Claro,
experiences
puedes
for other
el bloque
players.
ese absorbe toda la experiencia y luego tú lo matas, tú destruyes el bloque y te llevas toda la experiencia de golpe.
Te lo puedes llevar como...
Es como que si no puedes absorber experiencia.
Sí, te acaba pillando. Pero si no puedes generar bloques de esos, o sea, si los puedes generar, te lo puedes llevar como cosas de reparar portátil o algo así. Te llevas un stack de esos llenos. Bueno, sí pueden stackear, si están con experiencia.
Bueno,
pero es que para reparar te puedes llevar botellas, que son una mierda, pero te las puedes
Ya,
llevar.
tienes que usar 40 para reparar el set entero.
What was the inspiration behind the Shrieker?
Yeah, I mean, that's an interesting question. From the art side, we actually had the inspiration behind the human larynx, which is like the vocal cord, vocal structure or something. Just something that represents kind of creating sounds. And from the gameplay perspective, we wanted to make sure that, first of all, the warden spawns in a unique way, and also in a way that you can avoid it. So usually you can kind of sneak around, and as long as you don't activate the Skulk Shriekers, then the warden won't come. But if you do make too many noises and the Skulk Shrieker activates too many times, the warden will come.
Hay bolas de nieve aquí dentro.
Tiene sentido, igual es para hacer sonidos y que vaya por otro lado el pavo. O sea, por otro lado.
A tirarlo, puede ser, sí.
Tiras las bolas, le distraes.
Que viene.
¿Ha salido del puto suelo el pavo? Mírale, ha salido del suelo, tú.
Sí, ¿no?
Joder, los putos sonidos, tú, qué miedo, la hostia.
Está todo puto guapo. Que luego al final te haces una torre de bloques, le partes la cabeza sin que te pueda pegar y ya está, pero está todo
Ya,
puto
es
guapo.
lo típico, te haces 3 bloques. ¿Quién gana, el Warden o 3 bloques de Dirt?
Y un puño desnudo. Es que no sé. Míralo, lo de la bola de nieve es para eso. Para distraerle. Míralo. Cagaste.
No, hizo ruido. Va full netherite, a ver si le mete una hostia. ¿Cuánto le quita?
Chaval, la virgen, qué guantazo. Está sin encantar, pero.
Hostia puta, 2 golpes,
Sí, que le ha quitado 8 corazones de una o 7 y medio.
After seeing that, wow, there is a lot there, Brandon.
Está guapo, tío.
I mean, the
Qué guapo,
first
este tío
thing
quita más
is
que el
that
dragón.
The warden actually emerges underground, so that means you know the wardens are kind
En el
of
siguiente,
in
en
the
el este de la
deep dark,
naturaleza va a haber
in the
un bioma que
walls,
está lleno de
under the
dragones, que son
floor.
como
And
abejas
it
de ahí.
also has developed a sense of
O son una
smell.
puta mierda.
So of course you can sneak around and try to be, you know, quiet and not to get detected, but unfortunately, the warden's still going to be able to sniff you out and find where you are. And if it sniffs you while you're really close by, then it's going to start noticing you.
Wait, so basically the warden is like, smell that? It's happening. And just like going for the
Pretty
players?
much, yes. It's not going to be fun for you.
No, and I love that we're adding that like sneaking gameplay because we haven't really had that before. So, you know, we are in the deep dark, everything's super dark, and you're sneaking, trying to find the treasures, trying to avoid the warden. I think it's something really exciting with that.
It's
Es muy bonito,
really cool.
pero es
I mean,
verdad que
I
aquí vas
think you
a
have
entrar
definitely upped the
cavando, vas a hacer
terrifying
una
level,
torre y se
Brandon.
acabó.
And I just
Poner
love
luces por
how
todas
much you've
partes y se
expanded the
acabó,
deep dark to feel
¿sabes?
it's so immersive.
Yes, definitely.
It's really amazing. Thank you so much for joining us and scaring us half to death.
No worries, that's my job.
He's our expert. Like if you want to do something scary, it's like Brandon.
Thanks, Brandon.
Thank you so much, Brandon.
Hasta luego, Brandon.
So Agnes, the deep dark is one part, this sort of very adventurous side of the wild update, which the name is starting to really become clear after talking to Brandon. And then the other part you said is really this more of that beauty and, you know, the atmosphere of Minecraft.
Yes, so we want to like celebrate the wilderness of Minecraft. And one thing we want to focus on is immersion. So when you play Minecraft, we really want you to feel that you're inside the Minecraft world. Actually, like we are now. So beautiful. And we also want to focus or have focused on biome diversity. So we want to find like a unique identity for different biomes. For example, the birch forest, as you can see in this beautiful concept art. So in the birch forest, we want it to be like light and peaceful, and the sun reaches the ground, the trees are taller, and the flowers, things like that.
It's really beautiful. It looks very Swedish in the birch forest.
That's true. That's actually a very Swedish forest. Yeah.
It's gorgeous. And then you have, so you want to add more atmosphere to the different biomes, but there's one biome that you want, I mean, I would say you're giving it quite an overhaul. It's getting a lot more in the wild update.
Yes, that's true, and that's the swamp.
Pantano.
Oh,
Va a ser pantano.
Our art team is just so amazing. It's such a beautiful concept art, and as you can see here, the atmosphere is really different from the birch forest as well.
It really is.
It's
amazing. So we have another one of our gameplay designers here and our swamp expert, Corey. Welcome, Corey.
Hi, Corey.
Hey, it's absolutely wild to be here.
Oh no, Corey. The puns are so quick to start.
It's Corey after all.
Yeah, it's very on brand. So you're going to tell us about all of the, I mean, there's a lot of exciting things coming to the swamp. So what are we getting?
Yes, there are a lot of awesome things coming. The first of which is the boat with the chest in it.
Esto se prometió hace 56 años.
Pero solo es eso. Ah, para transportar.
Sí, esto se prometió hace tiempo. Es una de
En vez de llevar un bicho, llevas
un
cofre.
Claro, claro.
It's so useful.
And relaxing.
Yes, and especially now, you know, in Caves and Cliffs Part 2, we have even wider rivers, so it's easier to travel on water, so it's going to be like extra useful.
Yeah, and like in the aquifers as well.
Yes, so like when you go rafting in the caves, you can like put your diamonds in the chest in your boat. Oh,
it's really amazing. And you've been working on what I think now will be my favorite tree in Minecraft.
Yes, we are adding the mangrove tree to Minecraft. So as you can see here, this is a propagule. Propagules grow from mangrove trees. They're actually like ready to grow mini mangroves growing from the mangrove. And you can see here the mangrove tree grows propped up on root blocks. It has vines hanging down from the leaves. The propagules are actually growing underneath the leaves. They actually grow from the leaves themselves. And I really like how the propagules are looking here. And okay, I'm just gonna nerd out on propagules for a minute. Okay, so in real life, the propagules grow, like I said, from the mangrove tree. And then when they fall into the water, or like let's say they fall into water, they could float for up to a year before they plant themselves in the like water, underneath the water or on land, wherever they happen to land. And mangrove trees themselves are actually amazing for like local ecosystems, fighting climate change, for local communities. They're just super trees, and I'm really, really excited that we're adding them to Minecraft.
That's awesome. And this is the first sapling that you can plant underwater.
Yeah, you can plant it underwater and on land as well.
That's so cool. When you first showed me the mangroves and you talked about your favorite thing, the propagules, I actually remember playing in mangroves in Florida, and we would use them to like write in the sand because they're super cool.
That's adorable.
So seeing them in Minecraft is just so exciting. And of course, where there's a new tree, there must be a new wood type.
Yes, the mangroves do come with a new wood type. And like always when we add a new tree, we are so happy, like we get so many questions from the community like, will there be a new wood type? and therefore we're so happy that we were able to add a new wood type for the mangroves. And look at it, I think it's really pretty. And you also
joder, es el de la jungla, es indistinguible.
Es un pelín más nada, está entre la jungla y el de la sabana, pero...
Wow.
Pero vamos.
Gorgeous. I love
Más objetos para filtrar y no tenemos filtros.
I'm very excited about mangroves, but I just need to mention another thing. Because we decided to go with like really big roots, and I think those are so cool. And we actually prototyped quite a lot back and forth, and it was a bit tricky to decide how the root should look like, as you see in this picture here. But now I'm so happy that we went with the like multi-block roots, because for example when you like go with a boat and then you can go under the mangroves, and I think that adds such a nice feeling to it. Yeah, like in this picture, it's really nice atmosphere.
Ojalá se vea así.
I really agree. And like when I was testing, I really loved that feeling of like being underneath it, being like this huge feeling. And I wanted more. I wanted to be surrounded by mangroves. So I was like, why don't I just make a mangrove swamp biome where I'm completely surrounded by them? So as you can see in this video, walking around, you're just completely surrounded in the mangrove swamp. It's just mangroves as far as the eye can see.
Just like
you have all the mangroves propped up on their roots, growing in the water.
Quizás sí, tampoco es sensación del micelio, sí, eso es nuevo.
And you're just completely surrounded by the awesome beauty of it.
It's so beautiful.
Oh, and I mean, during sunset, every time I was testing, I would actually like pause the night cycle just to watch the sunset.
Parece un poco un vertedero,
super beautiful.
Sí.
No sé, es un poco feote.
Absolutely gorgeous. I noticed that was not dirt.
Good eye, Lydia. That was wet dirt, otherwise known as mud.
That's amazing. So you've actually added mud to do something really cool.
Yeah, so we're adding really cool renewability mechanics to mud. The first of which is if you take a dirt block and pour a water bottle on it, then you can get more mud. And then the other one is if you take your mud block and you stick it on top of the dripstone, it will sort of like drip the water out of the mud and eventually dry it out, which turns into clay.
I love the renewable clay. Like, I always need more bricks.
Eso me gusta.
Yeah, your local mason isn't going to be super happy with you, though.
That's actually true. I have this one mason, it's diamond tier mason in my village, and I always trade with them.
You're taking a villager's job.
They might be a bit upset now, but still renewable clay.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. And you're also using mud to make a new block.
Yes, we're also adding mud bricks. So mud bricks are a really, really exciting building block. And as you can see here, the brick texture is actually different than the other stone bricks that we have in the game. So they're sort of smaller, more compact, but it is really cool to build with. It matches a lot of different block sets, and I'm really excited to build with them.
I just love the look of them. They're awesome.
Más ítems, como me gustaría tener un filtro, la verdad.
We have a creator question for the two of you.
どうもコパニチェプチプチです。私からの質問はこちらになります。どうして泥レンガを追加することにしたのでしょうか。
I'm so excited they asked this question because I really wanted to answer it. So the main reason that I wanted to add mud bricks to the game is that I really wanted people to feel like all around the world there are houses built out of mud bricks. So many people around the world have houses, buildings using mud bricks, and I really wanted people who are playing Minecraft to feel like they could build their home and feel like they're at home in Minecraft. So I'm really glad we got to add them for that reason.
Amazing.
Yes, and it's so important for us that like everyone feels equally welcome when playing Minecraft.
Oh, that is absolutely amazing.
¿Dónde está el gotele?
We have
Pregunta.
like amazing new trees.
Clásico tele. ¿Dónde está?
Yo no consigo vivir en un sitio que no tenga gotele, ¿sabes?
Hay patatas. ¿Por qué no ponen cebolla?
No, me he pegado la puta piel contra la pared. Yo no consigo vivir en un sitio que no me haga eso.
Well, very cute and quite derpy because we added frogs.
¿No? Ah, no, ranas.
10 de 10.
¡Míralas!
10 de 10. Best game.
Saltan como de lado,
Se desconfiguran, se rompen enteras cuando saltan, tú. Se les sale un brazo para afuera, parecen Rayman. Se sube encima de la plantita y la tira. Son tontas.
Otro mop inútil. Perfecto. Sí, señor.
Son tontísimas, las quiero un montón.
Description of them.
Qué ganas tengo de que no de nada.
Cooking is amazing.
And did you see the one that jumped like backwards?
Oye, van a poner ancas de rana. Eso es comida, Un nuevo tipo de comida.
And they do love to jump around, and especially on lily pads, and actually also on big drip leaf, because I mean the big drip leaves kind of look like lily pads. But the funny thing with that is then when they jump on top of the big drip leaves, it's gonna tilt and then they fall down.
One of them did. It just maybe it's a like frog slide.
No.
And you're adding another little tiny creature to this update.
Yes, the fireflies. So you can see them roaming around, adding a lot of ambience to the swamp, making it feel just nice and
cozy.
Esto
es full partículas, te las puedes llevar tú a otros.
Esto es una partícula.
Si me está diciendo que está vivo, me lo puedo llevar yo a otro sitio, ¿sabes?
A ver, que me metas esto y me digas que son luciérnagas, loco. Que es una partícula, hermano.
Son partículas 100%, pero...
Yeah, and they're beautiful frog food. So you can both enjoy them in the atmosphere and the frogs get to eat. So that's, you know...
Everybody wins.
2 píxeles, rollo. Le habrán dicho un tío, haz esto en una tarde. Haz 2 píxeles.
Corey, is that what you called them growing up?
Actually, no. We called them lightning bugs.
I did too. And in Swedish, it's
eldflugor, and that's actually literally translates to fireflies.
Okay. It's very interesting. It became like a lot of people talking about what you called it growing up. But we're really excited to have fireflies or lightning bugs in the game. I want to know more about baby frogs.
Yes, so, all baby mobs in Minecraft are just like tiny versions of the grown-ups, but with frogs we're actually adding tadpoles.
Este no, este va a pasar por el renacuajo, ¿no?
Míralos.
Esto es un poco... Bueno, esto han reutilizado el axolote, la mecánica.
Sí, son bastante parecidos.
Once again, you deliver on the promise of cute and derpy with the tadpoles.
We do.
Yes.
Bueno, que tuvieran todo el...
Yes, and that's actually extra
que tuvieran varios
for the
estajes.
tadpoles.
Salían manitas, patitas.
We have frog variants, and when a tadpole grows up, it will pick a variant depending on the temperature in the biome it grows up in. So, for example, if it grows up in a really cold place, it's going to turn into a snowy frog.
Qué guapo eso.
Yeah, as you can see here.
Como la vida real.
So, the frogs have kind of like 2 main systems. One is the tadpole system, and the other one is the cold-blooded system. So the frogs are like the first cold-blooded animal in Minecraft. And in real life, there actually are frog variants that pick a color depending on, or they adapt their color depending on temperature.
Lo importante es, ¿para qué cojones sirven? ¿Sabes? O sea, es que si es para qué... Porque es que si no pasaremos corriendo por ahí y diremos, mira, ranas, y ya está, y seguiremos andando.
Ya, pero igual que los toros, que son bonitos y ya está. Pero bueno, los toros se me han metido que se puso para granjas de frutas.
The third one is the tropical frog.
Pero
so let's say you
no sé.
were venturing out into the desert,
si son esclavos de utilidad, luego salen cosas como la planta esa que te dice donde hay luz o no hay luz, que tiene pinta de ser una pedazo de cosa. A mí me mola que hagan cosas que son absolutamente inútiles.
Frogs is how just relaxed they look, and they're like blending into the sand almost. They're just so relaxed, just chilling there.
Yeah.
Están chileando a saco, ¿no?
And I think there was a reason that they were
yes,
colored that way.
There is a reason they are white. So like I was reading a lot about frogs. Always when we had something new, we read up a lot. It's super fun because we can be really geeky. And then I learned about the real-life frog that's called grey foam-nest tree frog and lives, for example, in Angola, Botswana, and Kenya. And that frog can actually turn almost white to avoid overheating. So that's like the inspiration for the tropical frog in Minecraft.
I love all three of them. And you didn't, so you have these different color variations, but you also have something else special about the frogs.
Yes, so each frog variant's gonna have something unique that will be useful for the players. But we actually don't even know what that is yet because we're working on frogs right now.
That is so cool. So Corey, which frog is your favorite?
It's gotta be the snowy frog. It looks so cozy.
Ooh,
¿Ha dicho que van a poner de las ranas?
Ha dicho que cada rana va a tener algo útil para los jugadores, pero que todavía no lo saben porque no lo han hecho.
Or I love them, all of them. Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much for joining us, Corey, and taking us into a deep dive of really cool
2 píxeles.
Yeah, happy to be here.
Thank you, Corey.
Espero que se puedan llevar a otro sitio las putas luciérnagas.
En botella, por ejemplo, ¿no?
Un bicho vivo es que me lo puedo mover.
Pero ¿cómo le das a eso?
This is quite an awesome update. And I mean, I really see the name for the wild update. You get a bit of everything in it.
Yes, and I love the contrast. Yeah, as you can see in this pretty concept art, it's really like that beautiful nature and the super
El Warden, que ya se sabía desde hace un
I
año.
love that contrast between these two
Y el
things.
pantano que lo prometieron hace 3.
Absolutely amazing.
Porque este árbol lo prometieron hace 3
We're
años
getting
ya,
close
o
to the
4.
end of the show, and as always, the time has flown by. And a lot has happened during this show. So let's look back at some of the biggest announcements, and then we will reveal the winning mob.
Una tele nos ponen también.
Me abrí un oso verde.
Es verdad, es verde.
Y no han dado fecha para el 1.18, ¿eh? Han dicho en 1 o 2 meses. Han dicho, está casi lista, pero si ya lo sabíamos, tío.
Claro, later this year es literalmente en 2 meses.
Claro, es que es eso, por eso digo. O sea, yo esperaba un día al menos, no, una semana, no. La arqueología abandonada. La prometieron, abandonada.
Ya ha desaparecido eso un poco. Y ahora que está el bloque ese de mugre, le pones que al bloque de mugre le metes bone meal y salen luciérnagas y me hago una paja. Pero no me digas que no son, o sea, se tienen que poder mover. Si están vivas, se tienen que poder mover.
Como es, no creo, porque no tiene pinta de ser una entidad, ¿eh? Tiene pinta de ser como cuando te mueves por el End y por el Nether y aparece porquería en la pantalla.
Sí, pues eso, pero no me digas que son luciérnagas, dime que son partículas. No me digas, si me dices que son luciérnagas, son luciérnagas. Caso de perro, o sea, no sé.
Ya,
me las puedo llevar. Están guapas.
Now it's time to see
comparado con el año pasado, que
you
anunciaron
chose to add to the game.
las montañas y el anterior el Nether, ¿sabes? Esta parece muy...
Wow!
Really exciting.
You really came in style.
Dentro de... Dios.
Tremendo.
Thank you so much. That looked really comfortable. Okay, but now it's time to announce the winner.
Este es el...
Okay,
Dios
and the
Gerardo se
winner
llama.
is the LA.
Wow!
Yes, I'm super happy about that. It's a lovely, lovely mob.
Luego bailan con el bicho.
That is so exciting.
Bien, nunca vamos a tener
Agnes,
filtros de verdad.
when can everyone expect the LA?
So the LA will be included in the wild update, and it's going to be
Yo estoy
released
Odín porque estoy
next
bastante a
year.
favor de
Next
child
year, the
labor
wild update with
y
the
que te
LA.
los esclavos.
I can't wait. Thank you all
Bueno, los filtros
so
son
much for joining us. Minecraft wouldn't be what it is today without all of you from all of us at
Ojalá no lo
Mojang
hacen porque
Studios.
como
Thank you
les
so
da
much.
tanto miedo, yo qué
Bye.
sé, tocar la cosa, yo qué sé.
Hasta luego. Mojang.
Mojang.
Pues ya estaría, no sé. Estoy un poco decepcionado, la verdad, porque...
Sí, ha habido entre 0 y nada de cosas, pero vamos.
Comparado con, no sé, esperamos una actualización más grande, porque el pantano se sabía y el Warden se sabía desde el año pasado. O sea, han ampliado la parte de abajo, tal, con las ciudades esas y tal, pero aún así...
El único guapo, en verdad.
Al menos hemos visto a Clipo o Sequoia.
Es verdad, eso sí. No sé. A ver, no siempre van a hacer super actualizaciones, eso es cierto, pero...
Ya.
No sé. Y ni siquiera han dado fecha. Es que además ha dicho Agnes, está casi listo, lo cual es verdad, en 1 o 2 meses. Bueno, pues es que ya lo sabíamos.
Pero asusta que no den fecha tan cerca.
Y a mí las snapshots me van fatal, pero bueno. O sea que... Bueno, vosotros vais a ir a jugar al Satisfactory, ¿no?
Eso parece.
Pasen
Felipe.
buena tarde. Vosotros vais a empezar con palos y piedras y yo he desbloqueado esta mañana la energía nuclear y el acelerador de partículas.
Ya nos visitarás y nos harás reviews.
Code reviews.
Hay inspección. Viene Alex. Ay. Bueno, me tengo que comprar.
Pues Ale. Yo me voy a ir a hacer el podcast.
Felipe, un LOL.
Un LOL.
Joder. Ale, Dios.
Venga tú.
Hasta luego. A ver, una entra, yo qué sé. Vámonos a General, pues este caballero quiere podcast para hablar de cosas. Que no creo, no sé si tiene invitado, ¿no?
No sé.
¿Un LOL o qué? Una unidad de LOL. Y jugamos muñecos temáticos de Minecraft.
Que lo ponemos a descargar y tal. ¿No?
No, nos echamos claro. No, espérate, hay que echarse un Malfitoriana, tú. Que después de lo que ha pasado hoy. ¿Lo has visto la partida de...?
He visto poco hoy porque...
Han jugado 100 ladrones contra SKT.
Sí.
Y si perdían ya se quedaban automáticamente fuera de mundiales.
Sí.
Y se han jugado una compo de Malfitoriana. La matan. El Malfita ha llegado a nivel 16 sin echar ninguna ulti. A nivel 16 le han pillado, ha ulteado, se ha muerto, han perdido. Y ya está.
Bueno, está
ha habido
bien.
como media hora esperando a que haga una ulti y han perdido. Es que ha sido muy triste.
A ver, comprar para mí.
Steam, ¿no? Entiendo.
Sí. Bueno, pues habrá que. A ver, pero en teoría sí, o sea.
Tú, ¿por qué no se me abre puto Steam? ¿Qué está pasando? ¿Por qué no se me abre? Que ya me pasaba el otro día, ayer que no se me podía abrir el Steam. ¿Qué está pasando?
Abre el administrador de tareas y cierra Steam. A veces, alguna vez se me ha quedado pillado ahí.
Estoy viendo. Voy a cerrar las instancias que hay de Steam.
El grupo creado y todo, tío.
Hombre, que sí está el grupo creado.
Ay.
Actualizando Steam. Uy. Voy a cerrar Steam y voy a volver a abrir para que se quede guardado lo de esto como una cosa independiente. Y luego nos jugamos el Satisfactory y tal.
Vale.
O sea, lo del...
Sí.
Título. Aquí. Jugando un satisfechos con el Brean. Categoría League of Legends.
Vamos a meter 20 euros en el LOL.
Chapo, y vuelvo a abrir. Hasta ahora.
Vale.